correct?
Correct.
All right. So as the custodian for the city of Atlanta, obviously we have listened to some 911 calls, correct?
Correct.
All right. You certainly were not present at any of these locations, correct?
Correct.
You don't know the circumstances involving any of these 911 calls that we've heard, correct?
Correct.
You don't know any stories from one side or the other in terms of how any of these events occurred, correct?
Correct.
YSL, you did not hear that word or that phrase in any of those calls, correct?
Correct.
We did not hear any particular person that's sitting in this courtroom. We did not hear their name on any of those calls that we've heard that were played this morning, correct?
Correct.
Objection, Your Honor. Question.
I sustain the objection.
But you did hear the calls yourself, correct?
Correct.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Good
Any further
morning,
examiners?
all.
Defense examiners?
Morning. We're gonna do this together, guys.
Any
Since
redirect?
they're actually working today, let's do it together.
All right. May Ms. Latners be permanently and temporarily excused as a witness.
Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Latners, we'll see you when we see you, okay? We'll give you enough time to rejoin us when that time becomes necessary. Enjoy your weekend, madam.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, you may. Gonna call.
Good morning, Devin. That was Miss Latimer. She is like the keeper of the records for the 911 calls. So we'll catch you up to Friday. We'll have no problem doing it because you know it's like a gazillion breaks. All right, they're at the bench right now. It's very exciting to see you. Hi, Julie. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Oh, man, we have so much to talk about this week. I am Lauren Cadilac. I have a law firm called Cadillac Law in Dallas, Texas. I am an attorney. I'm a courtroom attorney, a litigator. I do primarily real estate, and I am just obsessed with this trial. And so I go live every Friday to talk about it, and I appreciate everyone who has joined us and everyone who's viewing these videos. You guys are amazing. So thank you. Thank you, everyone in the comments. You know, I have this problem where they'll go up to the bench or something, and, you know, I'll be doing some side work, and then I'll think I paused it. I'll come back, and I'm like, did I pause it accidentally? No, it's just that they're off arguing. I can't turn off the AC vent, but I can turn off that fan. All right, guys. Yes, Julie, there was a lot of this week. There's a lot to catch up on. One thing, I did go find out everybody's birthdays, and so I found out like probably what sign they are, so I definitely wanted to hit that because we were talking about their astrological signs last week. There were some interesting fashion choices this week. I hated Miss Love's outfit yesterday. Oh my goodness. I love Thug's cream suit though. Oh my god. I could not wear a cream suit because every piece of lint and dirt that ever was traveling would like be attached and attracted to me. And then I would have to dry clean the damn thing, you know, every time I wore it. And I don't want to do that. I hate dry cleaning. Okay, it looks like they're almost done with their huddle here. Y'all, this trial is so messy. It's just so messy. Yesterday, they worked a full day, and the judge was, like, surprised. He's like, hey, we worked a full day. Like, bro, you should work a full day every day.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have good news and I have kind of bad news for you, okay? Which one do you want to hear first? Okay, you're going to have to come in on Monday, all right? That's the bad news, all right? The good news is we're
I am
finished
Tavonda.
today.
Good morning.
All right, okay, so we're going to, no, here, I'm going to tell you, let me fill in the rest of this. Paul Harvey says
Okay,
the rest of the
they're
story.
supposed to have next week off.
Okay, yes, originally we were going to be off all next week. My other business that I thought I was going to be taking up I'm not taking up on Monday, so we're gonna reclaim a little time and go ahead and have a full day of work on Monday. That's now. The rest of the week is still the rest of the week. You're going to get the Tuesday through Friday through the Memorial Day Monday will be off. What if you had already
that just happened? I just found out about today. Told your boss you could work the whole week.
I shared that with
now you're going to call your boss and be like, I can't be there Monday
as well. So we're going to come in on Monday, and that's the only day
the
we're
government
having
this much control over my life. Oh my God!
I apologize for the change in schedule, but
I mean, I can't believe
just
it.
happen.
It would absolutely make me
because
sick.
I can't conduct my other business.
I was talking to Belinda, who was a wonderful thumbnail maker. Thanks, Belinda, and she was like, "This is as close to high school as you can get in adulthood."
The length of the witness, I told you we're going to be leaving today around noon
Julie
anyways.
Says the judge has a trial that starts
far
next week.
eclipse what we're able to take care of today.
Trial.
So that's why we're going to stop now, and it makes no sense.
He said he doesn't have it on Monday
to
after
start
all.
not finished with our witness. So I've inquired, and that's the plan at this point in time. Okay, so. Does that answer your questions? Okay, all right. I apologize. You can blame me.
Morning, Fran.
As the stink eye for Monday, but
Julie, I don't know what the spot shooter trial is. Why does this judge get all the?
We'll just work accordingly and
the famous
see if we can
he's terrible.
See if we can take some more.
He should be having
more testimony on Monday. Okay, so Monday will be a work day. And what time
you should have stuff that's not on TV. Okay, let's see. What time they come on Monday? Hey, Gene. Good. I'm glad you made it back.
Hold on. Let me just check. Counsel, I should say, jurors, if you could report for 9 o'clock, we'll get started by about 9:30 or thereabouts.
That's another thing.
So let's just report.
Y'all
for
do not
9.
have me showing up to plays 30 minutes before we're going to start some shit. I want to be there the minute before we start some shit. I don't even want to be there. I want you to start the shit and me to get there.
For what?
30 minutes early and sit here and wait.
I apologize. One more time.
What'd she say?
No, I don't have any. Okay, so.
Oh, the money. Have they not gotten paid
I
yet?
can inquire of a couple of folks, Miss Amana, and I'll inquire about Miss Von Kelsch to see. But Mr. Randolph, who you met earlier, is the person that submits that time, so we go through him. So we'll do an audit. If there's something that should have not been paid, let Violetta know, and then we can follow up from there.
They're
okay?
not getting paid?
All right. All right. Anything else?
What?
Did you have a question? Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear her voice.
Okay, we'll reach out to him. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, it's been taken care of? Okay, all right.
Gene, Fanny
I understand that we're keeping up
totally
with
right about that.
your days. So
she paid that guy like
$600,000,
and they don't even have enough money to pay Lil Rod's
all right, anybody else have any other
Miss D. Washington.
With me?
But you could give that
okay, let's go ahead and wrap up then, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, leave your notepads in the baskets in the back. As you leave today, please do not discuss anything that you've heard about this case amongst each other in ones and twos, or when you go home with your significant others, or any other times that you are
Gene, this is not the first time I've heard the jury talking about not getting paid. And so I thought that they had a whole discussion about that and then I figured that out and that the jurors were accurately getting paid. But hearing this, I'm like, okay, what?
Reach out to you.
So they're not getting paid. So Fanny really did get that money.
Fashion,
like they really don't have the money.
Mode or modality that your responsibility and duty would be to let Sergeant Ingram or myself know immediately. Also, don't go to any third-party websites, or any other sources to get any or glean any other information about this trial. Remember, you can only consider what's been presented within the four walls of this courtroom. That also pertains to anything that you may have learned about any of the scenes maybe that have been depicted or you've learned about through testimony. It would be impermissible for you to, over the weekend, to go and visit any of those scenes or to do any things that the court mentioned to you earlier during the selection process, take pictures or anything such as that.
I don't know about y'all, but for me, a grown-ass woman who's been paying her own bills for
within
Half her life now, at
this
least.
courtroom. Also,
I'm not trying to
as
be
you're
toxic
sitting
this way
back
every
there, or
day.
you're leaving,
I'm not
it
trying
would
to be
improper
having to
for you
ask
to
permission to go
recap
to the
or otherwise
restroom.
handicap the testimony. So you can't.
It's a no.
You're sitting back there saying, "Hey,
These
we'll go
poor
ahead and get
jurors, like, this
started.
is fucking
What do you think
torture.
about such and such? What do you think about this testimony?" And give your opinions or otherwise discuss anything that has been presented thus far. Remember, you can only do
I wish we
that
could fast forward through today.
when we get to the point in these
I wish we could fast
instructions on how.
forward through this shit. I bet
instructions
the
on
jurors
how
wish
you
we
to
could fast
begin
forward
that
too.
particular process.
They're like,
All right.
okay, dude, we've heard this shit
Ladies and
before.
gentlemen, the last thing is customary.
I have to go call
is
my boss and
please-
tell him I can't come to
Let me
work
say
on
this,
Monday.
You know, I say this, and on behalf of everybody, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience that you've given us, and thank you for the patience that you'll continue to give us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you on Monday at 9 o'clock for anticipated 9:30 start time, okay? All right. All rise.
Miss Love's always wearing those earrings. I've decided, as much as I liked those earrings, since Miss Love has like a zero earring collection. Oh, Miss Hilton looks cute today. She did her hair. It looks cute. I like Doug's suit, but why is his tie like he looks like he just got home and did this thing? Like, what is that? YSL Granny needs to take better care of that tie and make him
Okay,
stand up
ladies and
and look
gentlemen,
better.
our jury has left us. Okay, please be seated. Ms. Hilton, you wish to correct an exhibit? That's been brought to my attention?
I did, but I had to do it in front of the jury. But I was over there and then do it in front of the jury on Monday. Stacy 135 Echo Charlie is now.
What the fuck?
No,
Did he literally just
You
like
all right?
run into her? What the hell?
Stacy
Okay.
Stacy 135 Echo Charlie,
Oh, I and Tavonda saw a similar pair of earrings on
Which
Shein.
is,
which were
You would think if she got them on Shein, she could afford a few of them, like more than one pair.
phone number 1990
okay.
will be changed to Stacy Exhibit 135 Echo Delta.
Devin, I agree. The fact that they
And
will
it's
not
a
give this man
Is
a
that
bond
because
is
there's
absolutely
two
ridiculous.
jurors that are,
They have not. There is no
135 Echo
evidence
Charlie.
and
that Jeffrey Williams is a
one
threat to
the Sprint and
society.
one's the Cricket, correct?
135 Echo Charlie may be the.
What was it?
Kayla, I
need to
don't
what it
know who
was
Miss
Yes.
Weaver
and what
is.
it's going to.
So 135 Echo Charlie was the excerpt that we printed out
Who's Miss
regarding the phone number 1990.
Oh, is Miss Weaver the court reporter? If
And
so,
now
the white
there
guy
was
with the beard,
duplicate
he's the lawyer for the
135 Echo
court.
Charlie. All of this pertains to the phone
Hey,
record
Red
ending
Bunny,
in 1990.
welcome. How you doing? I'm glad to see you
Okay.
here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and just, you can, we'll make that correction. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other ministerial
Hi,
inquiry
JD,
from
the
any,
author. Thank
counsels?
you. Thank you for joining
Who's-
us. I don't think
let's
anyone's
cover
ever
who's
called me a
gonna be called
vibe.
on
So,
Monday.
Thank you. That's great.
Judge, we're gonna call the witnesses that we're gonna call today, which
Oh,
include
Julie, I didn't delete those. I don't know. It might be my moderators. Forgive them, though. They're
Officer
lovely, wonderful
Corey
people.
Clinton Hayes, sorry.
What's his name? I'm sorry again.
Hayes.
Hey, Toothless Tiger. Thanks for joining
H-A-Y-E-S.
us.
Officer Hayes.
Yes.
H-A-Y. Oh, no.
Julie, I had
okay,
to
all right,
get
Okay.
We
moderators
will also be
because
calling
some
Lieutenant
people will come on here and comment about my body.
Volley.
I don't like that. So. Why did
Okay.
that end early? I fell asleep in the beginning.
And Your Honor,
Fran, why do they always
if
end
the
early?
quote permit us
Because the judge
to,
is surprised when they work a full day. They
apprise
never
the
work
court
a
of
full
the
day.
remaining witnesses, as we had not
He's
anticipated.
like, this is
calling
this
witnesses
is
on
a
Monday.
daily
We just
occurrence
want
now
to
at this
line
point
those
that they're
up and,
hardly
to
ever
let the court
working.
know by 2 o'clock at the latest.
I'm
But I
surprised
think
when they
we'll be able
do
to know as
work
soon as
more
we
than
get
a half
back.
day. That's in my mind. That's the surprise.
Will be. But we'll have a full day on Monday.
Oh,
so we
thanks,
need to
JD, the author. You're sweet.
fill up that day.
Is it normal for a judge to wear a
Have you
t-shirt?
otherwise turned over or
Gene, I think this judge wears like a suit.
notified
I see him
your
often
colleagues
having a
across the
tie,
bar
and
as
he
to
looks like
what
he's having a button-up
exhibits that
shirt.
you are planning
It's really
on
up to the judge what they want to
introducing?
wear under the robe. But
Any,
as far as I know, most judges like to wear
video,
suits and present
audio.
themselves professionally. So
For the ones that
but I'm
for the
guessing
first
especially
two
like during
witnesses that we were going
COVID,
to
yeah,
do
teachers
today,
were
we
in the
had.
rooms all the time.
For
Maybe
the
they'd be
ones
naked. I
that
don't
we will
know.
now
Who
call
knows?
on Monday, we will. We have not, because, okay, wait a minute, Ms. Hilton is correcting me. She's gonna stand up.
Your Honor, last week we sent a first set of exhibits that we planned on using the week after next. And so we'll just need, so they should have.
Yes,
ideally
Red
those
Bunny.
witnesses
You know,
will
we're
be-
women.
we'll
That's
start with on
like a
Monday.
daily
So they
occurrence.
should have at least that first additional set of exhibits. And when I say set of exhibits, the pool that we're going to pull from, which are the exhibits. And then we'll be supplementing.
Oh yeah, the
that.
judge is always blaming the defense for the
Yes, ma'am.
delays. When the prosecution doesn't turn shit over, and then the judge himself, they're like
we get so
an
many
hour a
emails.
day.
So can you just identify when that was sent so I know which exhibit
Yeah, so
you're talking
which
about?
one you're actually
Yes, it was
referencing.
sent last
Is
Friday.
Doug sleeping again?
Probably around 5:00 p.m. By me, and it was a Dropbox link, and the password was in the link.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna finish watching today together, and then we'll go back and revisit the whole week. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure, oh, Jean, congratulations, you're our first member ever. Oh, I didn't even get to announce the membership. Thank you, Jean, welcome. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
All right, then we'll see you all.
Jean
Monday
just
morning at
joined
9
our
o'clock,
membership.
And we'll have a.
Oh, because the t-shirt on today? That's because they're working a half day. You're probably
Appreciate
going
y'all's
golfing
patience
after
and,
this.
flexibility
You're
with
probably
the
working a
schedule.
half
So
day
we'll
because
see
he has
you on
golf.
Monday. Enjoy your weekend, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're in
Okay.
recess.
Okay. Y'all. Firstly, oh, wrong button. Firstly, Jean, thank you so much. Thank you. You are our first member ever. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining. All right. Secondly, as to the t-shirt, maybe the reason they're having a short day today is because he has golf or something. I'm not kidding. That would be like a legitimate thing that actually happens. It's really irritating, but that's the way it goes. To me, it's mainly irritating because these are like our employees. They're government employees, so they're like they don't belong to us or whatever, but you know, like they work for us, you know. So, hi, Miss Trial. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Sorry, Julie, I don't understand. I don't know who is doing that, and I don't think it's my team, so I don't know what's going on, Julie. Please. No, I see the spa shooter trial. I see your comment here, so I see it. All right, y'all. So thank you so much for joining. I'm Lauren Cadilac. I'm an attorney in Dallas, Texas. I practice mainly real estate related law. I am a courtroom. Hi, Candace. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I am a courtroom attorney, but I am not a criminal defense attorney. Okay, I like real estate because it's very black and white, and there's like no tears, and like actual lives are not on the line. But I just have a fascination with, I mean, I'm obsessed, obviously. I love the Constitution. You don't become a lawyer and like, you know, not have some pride in the Constitution. So when I heard about this case, this young thug case, I really was interested in it because of the First Amendment issues. But as it's gone on, there's so many issues. My God, there's so many issues. Oh, Red Bunny says that YouTube will automatically delete words. And one of my moderators just sent a message and said they're not doing it and that it must be YouTube. So Julie, I'm sorry, but that is the machine, not me. Susan, welcome. Good morning, Christian. Can you tell the chat the difference between suit to quiet title and trespass to try title? I certainly could, but you would need to go watch a video I've made about one of those instead, because here on the live we're talking about the Young Thug RICO trial. Yeah, Julie, I'm sorry about that. I have no control over YouTube. In fact, I would argue that YouTube has control over me, because in order to, you know, succeed and function well, I have to meet their parameters and whatnot. So unfortunately I can't help you then. Whitney just says, welcome Whitney. She says, I just heard a juror ask why a thin gland bill to be paid. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Red Bunny, welcome to the membership. Oh my God, how exciting, I have 2 members. I'm so excited. When you join the membership, you have access to these fabulous stickers, and I hope y'all use them. They're so cool. Belinda's sister designed them for me, and I love them, and they're fantastic. So thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Yes, it is incredible to me that we are in like 7 months deep. We are 79 days into Procedural. Well, first of all, hold on. Y'all, what is 7 months? I need to calculate. I'm sorry, because when you get to the doors of law school, you have to like leave math behind. You know, you say goodbye math. And you know, I gladly did that. Okay, so we have 7 months is 30 days, it's 210. We have 79 per, hold on. We have 210 days, we have 79 days of presentation out of 210 days. Fuck me, that's not even 40%. They haven't even spent 40%. Oh my God, they haven't even spent half of their time on the case. 7 months with the jury sat, and they haven't even spent half the time hearing the case. How sickening. Okay, Red Bunny, she used one of our fabulous stickers. They're so fantastic. Thank you so much for joining the membership. And thank you, Jean, for joining the Jean, I really appreciate it so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for hitting like and subscribe. It's really incredible. I'm so excited to be hanging out with you. Like, this is my hobby, y'all. Yes, I'm a nerd, I'll admit it. Okay, so we've had not even half the time, 7 months, and not even half of it has been spent working. Hey, K-Way, good morning. Good morning. Fran, congratulations, and thank you for joining the membership. How exciting. Oh, you guys are the best. Hi, Jermaine, welcome. Tavonda, I believe if you go to like the main Cadillac law page, there's a button that says join, but don't quote me on that, okay? K-Way, good morning. K-Way, I actually saw you in the comments yesterday when I was watching the show. I was watching Law and Crime, and I saw you in the Law and Crime comments, and I was like, oh, and I saw Tall Glass and a couple others of you over there, so I felt really excited, like, oh, I know them. Okay, so first I want to follow up on talking about astrological signs and the lawyers. So obviously I had to go do my research and find out what sign is whom. Firstly, I want to say Mr. YSL Brian Steele, YSL Steele, celebrated his birthday yesterday. Okay, so happy birthday, YSL Steele, from OG Cadillac. Happy birthday, YSL Steele. Okay. Like, this is what I do on the weekend. I go look this shit up for you guys. I literally looked this up, okay? All right, so I looked up Miss Love because someone accused her of being a Virgo, and I said, no fucking way, because I'm a Virgo and Virgos are awesome. And her birthday is actually in June of 1970. So that means she's either a Gemini or a Cancer. And y'all can guess which I imagine she is. Simone Hilton is born in December of 1981, which was actually a fantastic year to be born, if you ask me. And she is therefore either a Sagittarius or a Capricorn. I kind of think Capricorn's a little more likely, being that she chose to become a lawyer, but who knows? Max Shard, you know, YSL Shard, you know, I adore that guy. He's born in August of 77, and that means he could be a Virgo. He's either a Leo or a Virgo. Personally, I like to think that he's like August 26th, so that he's a Virgo. The way he presents himself, the way he has organized thoughts, he tied in a theme, all that, it makes me think that he is a Virgo as opposed to a Leo. But of course, Leos are very confident and they present themselves really well, and he definitely has that, but he'd be on the cusp. I don't know, so we don't know his exact birthday. But I do know Brian Steele's exact birthday. He turned 59 years old yesterday, and that makes him a Taurus. Yeah, Tracy, and Unpopular Opinion, welcome, first of all, welcome back. I agree that, like, I have very close friends that are Geminis. Geminis and Virgos get along because we're both ruled by Mercury and we both like to talk. But I agree with you when you say she's more likely a Gemini. I agree. She has that Gemini behavior, and it would, Tracy, explain a lot to me. Julie says, I heard Jeffrey's birthday is August. Yes, Julie, he is August 16th, I believe. Hey, Wilma, Virgo Nation. And that reminds me, on August 13th and 14th, I will be in Atlanta, and I will be watching this trial live, and I hope that y'all join me. I would love for you to join me at the courthouse, and I'm going to have a meet and greet in the evening. I would love for you to join me there. We can talk, we can meet in person. You can see what I actually look like, how tall I really am. You know, a lot of people who watched my show thought I was a little heavier set than I am, so maybe you could see that the camera does add 10 pounds. Hey, Chiggy, welcome. All right, so my plan is to be in Atlanta August 13th and 14th. I will be there. And I plan on going to the courthouse by the afternoon of the 13th, and then I'll have a meet and greet that evening, and then the whole day of the 14th I'll be at the courthouse, and I'll head out to the airport straight from there. Unpopular opinion, my ex was a June Gemini. Yeah. Annie, September Virgos are bossy. Yes, ma'am, I am a September Virgo. You don't have to tell me twice. Okay. We're also the best. Hey, Shyla, welcome back. Thank you everyone who's here this morning. All right, so happy birthday, YSL Steele. Obviously, I looked up Mr. Matthews because you know how I feel about him. And Mr. Matthews Sr. was born in February of '68. So he's probably an Aquarius, which I'm not gonna lie, makes him way less attractive to me. Hey, Hippieista, thank you so much for joining the membership. Welcome to Paralegal. I'm so excited to see you here. Make sure you get those stickers, those fabulous stickers, and thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everyone. It's crazy, like, how awesome you guys are and how fun this has been and how much fun I'm having. Not just to like be able to tell my kids like I'm a YouTuber now, which is really incredibly fun, but like I just really enjoy this. Like we designed the stickers and we put together and what do we want to do here and all just the strategy. I love it. Okay, so Matthew Seniors, he's February of '68. I'm guessing he's an Aquarius. That means he's out for me. Out. And then Matthews Jr., interestingly enough, I found out he had a twin. He has a twin. Her name is Takari. And they were born in August of '95. So they're either Leos or Virgos. I really couldn't tell because I haven't seen Matthew Jr.'s do anything. Shy Love says Aquarius is really good at communicating. They might be, yeah, but they're not going to be good at communicating with me. My father's wife is an Aquarius. I can't stand her. And then I dated several Aquariuses, you know, through my life. And I really felt like the closer they were to Valentine's Day, like the less able they were to commit. I also found out for you, Tavonda, that YSL Keith Adams is also born in May. We believe that his birthday is sometime around the same time as Brian Steele's, whose was yesterday. However, we don't know. But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, earth signs, we are very, well, I was going to say, you know, organized and meticulous, but then the word hard-headed immediately jumped to mind. We're kind of all of those. Somebody, please put in a link to the membership for I Am Tavana, if you will. I would really appreciate it. So I feel like earth signs, like, to me, it made a lot of sense that Steele is a Taurus, especially when he does like appeals. He really likes to do appeals, apparently, because that is like, it's not for me. It's so meticulous. It's so deep. Like you have to go winding down all these, like all these paths that I'm just completely unwilling to go down. But I could see a Taurus doing that. So I Am Tavana. No, Adams is not Aquarius. He was born this month. So the thing is, I went and looked, and Adams and Steele went to law school together. So what I believe, because Adams has his own practice. He does more of like PI, personal injury and criminal defense. And so does Matthews. So, okay, Shiloh, welcome to the membership. I'm so excited. Thank you. Okay, YSL's Adams' birthday is Monday. I knew it. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. What I was thinking is that when Steele and Adams met in law school, probably one of the things they bonded about was that they have close birthdays. And really, that's something that I see earth signs bonding about. So that's what made me believe they were both Tauruses. I just think that they probably, maybe they did mock trial together, who knows, but they come from a law school friendship. So they're both incredible lawyers. Oh, look at these stickers. Oh my goodness. Belin, screenshot this for your sister and send it to your mother, please. Oh my goodness, these are awesome. Thank you. Okay, so YSL Adams' birthday is Monday. That's so exciting. Oh no, that sucks. He was supposed to have the day off and now they have to go in. Fuck, that sucks. I'd be pissed. I'd be so pissed if I was any one of them today. Talking about, oh yeah, we were supposed to have, oh, One Man Deep is a Virgo. Well, welcome. Virgo power. I'm Tavonda says, I'm a Libra and I don't think we're compatible. Oh, well, I have a lot of Libra in my chart because I'm a late Virgo. I think Infamous Sylvia said Adam's birthday is next week. Yes, it's Monday. So that is just awesome, except now he has to work. Oh my God. Like the worst thing is when you think a trial is gonna be over and then the judge is like, come back on Tuesday. Well, I made a whole calendar full of shit to do on Tuesday because I thought this trial was gonna be over. So like now, literally all of them, it's like 11:30 a.m., right? They're leaving the courthouse, they're calling their assistants, their paralegal, and they're saying, rearrange everything on Monday, fuck Monday. So frustrating. JD, the author, is a Scorpio. My daughter's a Scorpio. Yeah, I call Scorpios party Virgos. Okay. Oh, Shy Love says that Adams was out today and might be out on Monday. Good. He deserves to enjoy his birthday. God, I would be lit if I had to, come in or whatever. But that's the nice thing about having two lawyers on a team, because then, one can take a break, or if one gets sick, the other one could be there, whatever. All right, I'm going to... Miss Drea, hello, welcome. You're a Gemini. So is one of my best friends in the world. My dad was a Gemini. Me and Geminis, we could talk, man. Do you know they did Young Thug Autistic Nephew trial 4 days upstairs? I didn't know. I didn't know there were any other trials going on that related to Young Thug or his family. All right, let's hop into what happened this week, which wasn't much. Oh my God, could this detective have been any more boring? Y'all, like, I swear to God, how many fucking times do I have to hear about the bus shooting? We know it happened. I mean, it's crazy. I feel like it's just ugh.
Because every provider has a different way to upload a search warrant. So from step 1 to step Z, or A to Z, just explain the whole process of
step 1
how
to
to
Z.
get.
Guys, remember how I've been talking about how sometimes the police aren't the brightest? I feel like that was a really good example. From step 1 to Z. Like, bro, what? That's so bizarre. Like, okay.
Get search warrants, what you're looking for, what kind of information you can get out of a search warrant or subpoena to those social media platforms, and just kind of covering everything, what they are, to how to exploit them in an investigation.
Exploit.
Now,
that's an interesting use of words, isn't it?
In the violent crimes unit, did you ever get any training as related to gangs?
Yes.
Okay.
What type of?
This is what I wrote on my notes from Monday. Okay, this is what we're witnessing right now. Want Gracie to be an expert. Prove up in front of jury, no Daubert. Hilton uses chart with 4 squares so we can actually understand what the fucking chart says, as opposed to Miss Love's chart last week, if you recall. Misread what he's an expert on while on the stand. Okay, so we're about to get into this crazy shit that Glanville is doing. I have never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life. I've been a licensed attorney in the state of Texas for 13 years. There's 3 years of law school. So I've been like heavily understanding shit in terms of the law since, I don't know, 2008, okay? Since then, from then until now, I have never seen a prove up of an expert's expertise or the fact that they will be an expert in front of the goddamn jury. Ever. Sorry. I'm trying to refrain from that language. I've never seen it. You do 702 expert witness Daubert hearing outside the presence of the jury. But here we are. This is not the first witness we've seen this with. This is now, hold on, we saw it with the sassy bitch, her partner, and now this guy. So now we have 3 cops. These are cops. If you recall, the sassy bitch became promoted into the gang thing because she was too lazy to answer 911 calls. So you got these 3 cops that you are now proving up as experts without a Daubert hearing, without a 702 Daubert hearing, like, and in front of the presence of the jury, and in front of the presence. The jury already is biased in favor of the testimony of cops. Full stop. Every jury is automatically biased in favor of the testimony of cops. So you don't have to do this Daubert shit. And then, since you don't have a clear Daubert hearing, we don't have like clear terms. This is what I'm an expert on. These are the qualifications. This entire direct and cross just gets muddied. Just so muddied. What is he a fucking expert on? What is he not an expert on? They ask some expert questions. The judge sustains some objections on this is expert testimony. And the craziest shit is, the dude is talking about fucking cell towers and location pinging. And in the YNM Melly, they had a full-blown expert in there, like a real person who did real pinging, not the cop. I mean, this shit is wild to me. I cannot believe this judge is allowing it. Here we go.
Training that you received?
I think it was another 40-hour or is it 3-day or 5-day?
40 hours of training now.
Gang training put on by our gang unit at Cobb County. And again, it's just a post-certified Georgia post course, and it was intro to gangs. So the national level gangs, like the well-known ones, the Bloods, the Crips, the
Oh no, I'm muted. Sorry, guys. Oh, shit. I was just talking some shit, too. Okay, here's my problem. When I was younger, when I was in high school, I was really interested in chemistry. I wanted to be a chemist. I wanted to actually make a makeup line, is what I wanted to do. So, as the nerd that I am, my junior year in high school, I went to the junior college and I took Chemistry 101. Intro to chemistry. Now, I want you to imagine this. I have taken intro to chemistry, and we are in a court case, and they need some evidence about chemical compounds, and they call me. And I say, oh yeah, I took intro to chemistry. And I'm a fucking expert? Are you kidding me? That means like every person who's ever taken a little bit of college is an expert at every subject they took a little bit of college of. Are you fucking kidding me? I haven't gotten into it here, but one of the standards to be determined an expert is having authored either studies, books, anything that is peer reviewed. So that means that they do those medical journals, right? They write the thing and it goes into Boston Medical Journal. All the other doctors read it. That's your peer review. Okay, or you have other doctors that are the editors, right? So then your study is approved peer review. When I proved up an expert, he wrote a PhD thesis. He had extensive work under a doctor of the same topic. His thesis was about the topic, etc. Okay? Not I took fucking intro to gangs. Not I took an introductory course. He's a fucking PhD. This guy took an introductory course, which, first of all, if anyone can tell me where I could find the class, Intro to Gangs, I would love that. Thank you. I would love to take that class. But if y'all can explain to me how anyone would be considered an expert with only an introductory course, and then to do this without a dauber hearing, to do this in the presence of the jury, sickening.
GDs.
Hey Jay Bird, hey Michael Williams, thanks for joining.
In the metro Atlanta area, and then to the non-traditional gangs that exist as well, and then prison gangs that exist. So it just kind of covered a high-level view of gangs and then got more specific into the gangs that we're seeing in our area as well.
And while you were in the violent crime unit, let me be clear, were you assigned to the gang unit?
No, I was not.
Would gangs come up in your investigation by being detected in the violent crimes unit?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
In addition to the formal 40-hour training, did you get on-the-job training regarding gangs as you were an investigator in the violent crimes unit?
Absolutely.
What did that entail?
So when we would have basically a violent crime, a shooting, a murder, anything like that, at Cobb County, we kind of had, as a homicide detective, you had all the resources of the department at your beck and call. So if we needed a gang investigator.
Okay, Christian says he's never seen this way to get an expert because it doesn't exist. And to have cell phone records without an expert is absolutely batshit crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, it just is wild. And JD, the author, you say, I don't think they classified him as an expert. That's part of the problem. I didn't think they classified him as an expert either. Well, actually I did. So they had this part where they prove him up as an expert, right? They do the education, blah, blah, blah. Then they start to get into the chart writing and going through the phone records, so on and so forth. The next day, there's something that happens, and I go, oh, maybe he wasn't designated an expert. But he had to have been designated an expert to get this information in the chart into this hearing. But then again, this is a judge that's allowing anyone to go on YouTube and say, yeah, I saw this video on YouTube, and authenticate it. That's unfucking believable to me, to not know like the source or the author. And I was just like, I Googled it, and so that can come in. So we shouldn't be surprised that it's that we actually don't know. Is he an expert? Isn't he? I don't know, because we don't have any actual proper courtroom procedure or conduct occurring in this judge's courtroom. And it's fucking wild to me. All right, if y'all remember last week, I was telling you about Miss Love's demonstrative and how I love demonstratives. Maybe it's
Where was the average area that applied to?
I love demonstratives.
Generally, cell towers in the area
Well,
of Brady
Miss Nikki
Avenue,
Hilton
so
here
compound.
got us the demonstrative that is actually legible, that we can actually understand.
During
Y'all,
this
if you can
time
put a link
period,
to the
is he calling
membership in the
multiple
comments, I
numbers,
greatly
or is it a
appreciate it.
primary number? What is he calling?
Can I look at the records?
You can.
So he's calling multiple numbers, but I'd say half
yeah, it
of that
says they
same
called him the
1990
lead
phone number
detective
that
on the
we're
bus
dealing with.
shooting?
And then there's looks like some other phone numbers.
Oh, maybe on the,
mixed in
just
as
the
well.
bus shooting. Okay. And I think he's out of Cobb County. I don't know, but I believe he's a Cobb County detective, not a Fulton County
What's
detective.
the third area that you plotted? What's the time frame there?
Can I look at my report?
Yes, you can.
Okay. To make sure I'm right. So it's 0307, so 307 to 308, so a 1 minute time frame.
Still on 426.
Correct?
Now she's testifying. Still on 426. Okay.
What's the general area address wise?
It's generally a cell tower in the area of Atlanta
Oh,
Road
thank you, Red
and
Bunny.
285
We're going to try to get
kind
it
of
out there.
area. So it's kind of like.
Okay, yes. So Jesse, welcome. And everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. He's trying to testify on his own investigation, yet somehow they're like making him an expert. And the fact is, you can't come in as an investigator and talk about the things that you found in the investigation. Like, you need to talk about facts, not just like everything you pulled up. And we're about to find, oh, Renette said, yeah, he is Cobb County, I figured. What we're about to find out later in the week is that this motherfucker didn't even Google first. Now, here's a little secret. I've been an attorney for over a decade. I still Google everything first. If there's some kind of issue, even if I know about the damn issue, the first thing I do is get into Google and look it up. I want to know what does Google say about it? What's the general idea, the general gist? And we're about to find this man. Okay, beautiful goddess, thank you so much. Welcome for joining. Thank you for joining the membership, and welcome. Gosh, I'm so excited, y'all. This is so exciting. Thank you so much. This is my question, though. How can you say you investigated anything if you never even Googled it? And like, maybe you don't use Google. Maybe you're more of like a Yahoo or a Bing kind of guy. I don't know. But like, you didn't search the fucking internet? Like, okay, so hold on. The guy goes in later on Monday. He was so boring. He was so boring because he did such a shitty job of his job. Beautiful goddess, thank you so much. Thank you for joining our
Unless you
membership.
ask for the rule of completeness to apply, that that they're only going to ask for a particularized number of things to be admissible, and they're not getting into everything. That's fine. I don't think that. I think that as Ms. Hilton has mentioned, that would be accurate in terms of. I have not admitted the rest of other than those exhibits or excerpts, so it would be kind of improper for you to kind of go into something else. Answer your question, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
And lastly, we do have copies of the redacted version. We have a copy for the court.
Redacted version of what, ma'am?
Sorry, the indictment. So we have a copy for the court. And
Did you already show that to Mr. Steele?
Okay, that's the other thing. The indictment is a fucking hearsay document. The indictment is something someone wrote based off what they think happened. It's not actually facts. I can't believe, and it may be indictments are coming in criminal courtrooms all across America. If they are, it makes me sick. How are you going to have the state write some shit and then use the shit they wrote about you as their proof that you did something? Hold on. How can the state write some shit and then use what they wrote to prove you guilty? What? That's like if I write K-Way, now you're guilty of a crime, K-Way. That's the most un-American shit I've ever heard. Ugh, this trial makes me ill, y'all. This is not what the Constitution tells us we get. This is not. Christian, I used Ask Jeeves to get through college. I loved Ask Jeeves because you didn't need to know keywords. You could just straight up ask the question. And when they retired Jeeves, I wrote them like a letter. I was like, you can't take Jeeves away. The only reason I got this diploma is because of him. And they were like, so sorry. And guess what? Nobody used ask.com. Should have kept Jeeves. Yeah. So this, the fact that the government is allowing the government, well, I mean, obviously it's the government, but the fact that the government is trying to use their own indictment to prove someone's guilt or innocence is bass backwards. No, okay, wait, you didn't do it. I just chose your name. Sorry. You're my victim. Okay, so I do need to point out that this suit, this pink suit, is everything. A man in a pink suit. I mean, ooh. Everyone was on point today with their look. Roz, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Thank you for joining the membership and welcome to Paralegal. The fashion on Monday was, I mean, these people came to look good. They're like, it's Monday, I've had my rest. Vominos. I just love this pink suit. My God.
Yeah, man. Nigga holding it down. Nigga got this motherfucker, man. No time.
No
Did back for a major comeback, shit.
You did?
Okay. And that concludes
Okay.
it.
Ooh, Tavanda, look at your boy. In the beige. And I just love this burgundy suit. And I like the dreads down better, if I'm honest. I do.
520. Now, did you hear them reference a person named Yak?
Yes.
Do you know who that individual is?
The names came up in the investigation, but I don't recall like his
Oh,
real
the
government
pink,
name.
y'all. I love
At
that
this
suit.
point in
My
time.
goodness.
Did you hear the term or them discuss people slimed out?
Yes.
Did the course...
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Guy, it's literally so boring. Oh, look at that pink, y'all. Oof. I just love that suit. I mean, Monday bored the shit out of me. We have already heard so much testimony about this stupid bus shooting where nobody even died. Like, I don't... Also, wasn't it in the throes of the Lil Wayne Birdman, like, issues? I don't get it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jury has left us and our witness is still outside.
The judge hates Steele because Steele has turned him in for his behavior and has had many
And since our
of his
tech
cases
died
overturned.
at the bench, that's just old school. All right, so State, I think you were about to respond to Mr. Steele's assertions about the indictment and YSL being our witness testifying about them being a criminal street gang.
Yes, Your Honor. So first, there was the assertion that Investigator Racy had to be a
Is this
expert to talk about the fact that his investigation...
Okay, hold on. First of all, is his name Racy or Gracie? R-A-C-Y or G-R-A-C-Y? Secondly, now she's talking about, oh, well, you got to be an expert to do this. No, you don't. So maybe he's not an expert. Maybe that wasn't just a Daubert prove up. And that's when I was talking earlier about the confusion. They've done a terrible job here. Like, we don't know. Is he an expert or not? Tia, thank you for joining the membership. Congratulations and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here and I appreciate you so much. Okay, this is just crazy.
Led that YSL is a gang. That he does not need to be an expert. That is what his investigation revealed. And within the indictment, Your Honor, while the specific charge identified the blood gang, when you look at the preamble or the background of this indictment, especially the RICO charge, it talks about YSL.
K-Way, thank you so much for joining the membership and welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you all. It's so exciting, you guys. I love it. Thank you for growing with me. Okay, what Hilton is saying here is unfucking believable to me. She is saying that the indictment should be used as evidence because it charges them as being Bloods. We're going to use the document that charges us with the crime to prove we committed the crime. That's some, I swear to God, that's why 1776 happened. That's why we are no longer part of England. That kind of bullshit. It's crazy. I can't. Now, I don't do criminal defense. So I don't know how often this is happening in courtrooms in America, but I'm guessing quite often. And this is bullshit. This is absolutely bullshit. Hey, Tavanda. Okay, you found the button, and thank you for joining Paralegal. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. I just don't... Jean says this trial also makes her physically ill. It's really awful. Like, to me, this trial is... I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better example of how our constitutional rights are trampled on across America in courtrooms every day. Like, this has a little bit of all of it. A little bit of Sixth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, throw it to 14th. Like, let's get all the issues going. It's fucking wild. Nomenclature, thank you so much for joining the membership. Thank you. I'm so excited. You guys, don't make me cry on camera. That would be terrible. I don't like crying, but I do have a Cancer moon, and so I get very sensitive. Oh, JD, the author, says they're even trying to read an old indictment from 2015. Unbelievable. Yes, Red Buddy, I'm so excited to have these new members, and I'm just so excited to have you all here. Raynette, even if this is a plea deal from 2015, it is not facts. Plea deals are not facts. So, you know, just like, again, this isn't a plea deal wouldn't be the charging document. The plea deal would be more of like the prosecuting document, but it doesn't fucking matter because it's hearsay. And it's not facts. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But, you know, I actually was farting around on the internet this morning.
And YSL.
And I saw that in some senatorial, Congress, whatever, there was like a whole fight yesterday. A certain blonde congresswoman or Senate lady made a comment about another lady's eyelashes, and then this whole like girl fight basically broke out.
And it's a 307.
And I'm like, oh, okay, we just don't have decorum anymore. Like, that's just not even, like, we're not even doing that anymore. Not even like at the White House or anything. Like, it was just nope, nope. So I guess it's not really that much a surprise. The swarm says it was an Alford plea. I don't actually know what an Alford plea is. I'm gonna have to look it up as to mean what that means. But I still don't believe a plea necessarily creates facts, and so that is the problem with me. The problem I have, the issue that I have. All right, so now we come to Tuesday, and we get right back into the boring dude, and at least Miss Hilton writes a legible chart, okay? All right, so boring dude. I did put in my notes for this day that ponytail guy got up, so let's see what he has to say. Or not. We can maybe...
Here, I have a response. The entire record is in. We introduced the entire record yesterday.
All right, stage one. Anybody else? Do you have a separate objection, sir? Okay.
But as far as I understand,
Okay, listen, first of all, I need you to know that when YSL Ponytail stands up, everybody listens. Look at Miss Hilton, even the detective, everybody is intent. YSL Ponytail does not be getting up every day, but when he does get up, he speaks, y'all, and he preaches. That man, as weird as that little braided ponytail is, that man is a good lawyer. Here we go. Let's hear what he says.
Microphone, sir.
As far as I understand, these are records of a...
Okay, hold on, not to be rude to interrupt YSL Ponytail because he's about to get going. Look at this. I just love this cream suit. Again, I can't wear a cream suit because it's just going to pick up every piece of dirt ever. But geez, I love that look, man. It is nice.
Non-co-conspirator and someone that has not been identified as a uncharged co-conspirator, and therefore I certainly would object to them being admitted against Mr. Nichols.
Your objection is noted.
Okay. I got some comments here about an Alford plea, so let's talk about this real quick. An Alford plea is a guilty plea in criminal court where the defendant also expresses innocence. So an Alford plea is basically like, I didn't do it, but I don't want to deal with your bullshit, so I say I did it. Okay. And it's known as a best interest plea. The defendant makes the plea voluntarily and knowingly. Sure. But that doesn't, and then I would say even more so in an Alford plea, that doesn't say what is written in the plea are facts. What is written in the plea are out-of-court statements. And if you are using the words that are written in the plea, the out-of-court statements written in the plea to prove the truth of the matter asserted, which is that the man did XYZ crime, you can't fucking use it as hearsay. It's hearsay on its face. It's just wild to me, especially if you're saying, all right, I did it, but I didn't really do it. Like, what? Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt YSL Ponytail. Crazy.
For the record. All right. And all right. I'm going to admit 134 Echo.
Oh, Jasmine, hold on. Jasmine says Harvey has his own rule, the Harvey rule. Jasmine, tell us what the Harvey rule is. That's exciting.
Next, we have Stacey Exhibit 135 Echo Charlie.
Actually,
take a
talking
look
to
at
the
Stacey
mic.
Exhibit 135 Echo Charlie and tell me if you recognize Stacey Exhibit 135 Echo Charlie.
Hi, Thomas. Welcome.
Yes.
And how do you recognize
okay,
Stacey
guys.
Exhibit 135 Echo?
Here we go.
Looking at Stacey Exhibit 139 Echo Foxtrot. Just explain to the jury what's on Stacey Exhibit 139 Echo Foxtrot.
So this is kind of like what
Okay.
was handwritten on the board.
What the is this? What is this? What does this tell us? It doesn't tell us shit. YSL Enterprises. Okay, actually, no, it does tell me something. Right here at the very fucking top. YSL Enterprises, Smyrna, Georgia. So I already know YSL is a business because they have fucking phones. Cash Money, Miami, Florida, a business. Has a phone. Jimmy Winfrey has a phone. I can't. What is the fucking point of this chart? And they spent some money on this because it's in full color, y'all. Like, what is the point of this chart? Red Bunny asked, do judges ever go forward with mistrial to avoid overturning in appeals? Red Bunny, I would hope not. I would hope they would only call a mistrial when there is a mistrial and not for like their own, the sake of their own pride, ego, or work. So, okay. I want to see the Harvey rule, y'all. If you can find it, share it with me.
Yesterday, these are the phone numbers that were frequent calls for the time of the incident. And then, as we can see, they're color-coded. And then the name that was listed on the phone records is put in on some of those phone numbers or associated with some of those phone numbers.
And again, for 404-583-1990, which exhibit was 404-583-1990?
Oh yeah, they color coded.
So that's going to be 134 Echo Charlie.
What do the colors
is the
say?
broken down, smaller excerpt.
Tavonda, book that flight, girl. August 13th, I'll be there in Atlanta. Oh, now she's writing on the color. You just spent a grip on this beautiful color chart, and now you're writing on it? The fuck?
For the 504-319-2920.
Yes, Tavonda,
What was
813
the
girls
exhibit
do
number
this.
for 504-319-2920?
The 135 Echo Charlie is the snippet portion, not the full records.
Oh, I see. She's marking. Oh, I see. She's destroying this beautiful piece of demonstrative evidence by writing the piece of physical evidence that those numbers correlate to.
And for the 404-664-3383, what was that
This
exhibit?
opportunity to not make it green.
So that's going to be the 133 Echo Charlie. I believe that's going to be the full records.
Okay, wait. And then there's another chart with more colors.
Excuse me. We see a 0-second duration.
Is this one a chart though? I feel like this is a PowerPoint slide. I don't think it's like a real chart. Also, what the fuck does this tell us? The 9596 calls and it lasts no outgoing income. They call each other at the same time? Then they call it outgoing. What does this even say?
So that means like no one picked up. And then the next call, just a minute later, we have the same numbers involved, outgoing to incoming, and then 40 seconds. So there was actually contact made on that record.
All right, beautiful
Next,
goddess,
to the
book your
third one
ticket.
down,
August
this is 1990.
13th,
So
we're
now
meeting at court.
1990 is calling out.
We'll get the details refined as we get closer to the day. But what I'm thinking is we'll meet at court on the 1 o'clock or something on August 13th, and then we can go from there. Okay, it is a PowerPoint chart. Hold on. Like, I don't understand this. What is this telling us? Does anyone understand how this slide reads? Like, if you look at the slide and the dude doesn't tell you the words, do you understand what the slide says? I do not know. Green is outgoing. No, it's not. It says incoming. This one's outgoing. Oh, 1990, that number is yellow. Oh, the colors have to do with the phone number and not the activity. Oh, that's stupid. That's a terrible demonstration.
AT&T, we do the conversion back, -4, it equals
Oh, Raynette says
0029.
this is part of the PowerPoint. Why
it
then
all
Lando wouldn't
consistent
allow?
right there.
But it looks like he
And
allowed
what
part
I'm
of
going to
it.
have you do, you're on permission for Agent Racy to step down?
You may step down.
Okay. And if you take that pointer?
Okay, so having the witness come step down and use the pointer, these are trial techniques. Using a chart like this are trial techniques. These help
It's a 26, so
your
subtract
jury engaged. Sometimes they help you present the evidence in an easier way, help the jury understand. So the prosecution is really going hard on these techniques, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
11:04.
Okay, so she fills out the chart, and it's so boring, guys. I'm like, I don't even know why we're talking about this one.
What's the next time?
So 07:38 UTC, so just 3:38 a.m.
What's the location?
So it's south of what we were at.
Okay, so now, they're gathering this information that she's putting into this chart from phone records that,
And is that the
this
30?
cop obtained, this detective obtained in his investigation. Now they're about to chart on a map where these calls approximately came from. I am so confused as to how this dude is able to be the one in which this evidence is brought in, because charting cell phone towers and the way shit bounces off them and radio this and da-da-da-da-da is for an expert. Talking someone who like built cell phone towers, someone who worked for AT&T and is an engineer or some shit, not some fucking detective who says from 1 to Z.
before time frame?
Yes, that is.
And where is the red dot?
So that's going to be where I described it, I think, here at the courthouse, basically, west of the Grady
Okay, Travis,
curve.
keep this RICO shit out of your country.
That's the curve, and I'll say Grady's right in the middle, but that's the Grady curve, and just west of the Grady curve, kind of like where we're at now, the heart of downtown Atlanta.
And is that where the cell tower is located?
This must
Correct.
be the Grady
Right.
curve.
Looking at number 4.
Oh, he's talking about cell tower location? Unbelievable.
And again,
Okay, then the judge
Wait.
comes, tells the jury, we ain't hardly working this
For the
week.
day, so well,
Ugh, look at this suit. Or don't. There we go. Oh man, I love that suit. Ooh, I love that suit. That's Tuesday. Uneventful. I'm telling you, my son used to say he didn't want to be a lawyer because it's too boring. And I was like, no, my job's really exciting. You know, like, what? It's not boring. And literally this week and this witness made me realize why my son thought my job was boring. This shit was boring. And it's all about the fucking bus shooting. We've already been through the bus shooting 800,000 times. So now I guess these people are calling each other about the bus shooting. I don't necessarily understand what it is the state is trying to do with this. I really don't. Now, I am working full time and playing this in the background. I'm watching it in the evening. You know, I'm not the jury. I'm not sitting right there. I'm not, you know, following everything in a straight line, right? I have a lot of shit going on, and I'm not necessarily as attentive as maybe the jury would be. But I have no idea what this fucking state is trying to show. I have no idea. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. No, Raynette, law school is not boring. It's very exciting, actually.
now looking at Stacey's Exhibit 164 Echo Delta. First, let me ask you, when you get the records back from Instagram, are they in the same form as if you were going to that public page?
No.
What's the difference?
So when they send it back, it's a PDF, and it basically starts with a subscriber page, then goes to IP addresses used, and then we finally start going into like content, and it'll break it down from posts, DM messages, depending on what your search warrant request, but it breaks it down kind of from there. So that what we're seeing here in this photo is the picture of the post, and then we're seeing some information like meta data, if you want to call it that, just some internal information that Facebook, Instagram keeps, and then we will see the written text of the post below that if there was one associated with the post.
And is this an excerpt from the exhibit for the Thugger Thugger Instagram account?
Yes.
All right. Now, if we can make large the picture and the content. And when you were speaking of the meta or the data information, is this the information that's contained at the bottom of the image?
That's correct.
All right. Now, looking at the line that says taken, what is your understanding of what taken is? Or what taken means as well?
I stand the objection.
Have you? You had training.
Y'all, I'm sorry about the muting. Jeez, that sucks. Okay, so we have this man who is an alleged expert, maybe, on gangs, who is now looking at Instagram data that is data that Instagram sent him, and reading to the jury and explaining to the jury what the data inside of the Instagram means. So when you look at this, it says taken, and then the date 8/22/14. When I hear that, I'm thinking they mean the photo was taken. And I think that's what he says to the jury. But he doesn't work at Instagram. He isn't a computer scientist. And so he isn't the person who should be telling us what the word taken means in these circumstances. This shit is just wild to me.
And reading Instagram records.
Yes.
Okay. And have you learned about what the different data information and meta information that's on the bottom of that picture?
Oh, see, now he's talking about metadata.
And in that course that you received training on, did you learn or understand what the taking, what that line is?
Yes.
What is it?
So that's basically when the information
Nisha,
is being,
thank you, Naisha Van. Thank you
uploaded. So we have
so
a date
much for the
created, and we have
$4.99
a
super
date
chat.
taken.
Thank you
So
so
basically they're taking the
much.
information. If
Oh,
your
it's your
photograph
first
has any
super on a live stream? I love that. Oh, that I was the one. Thank you so much. This is so great. You guys are the best.
And you upload it, it'll kind of pull that, whatever information Instagram is getting. And so taken, as we can see, it's the same time as listed as created. So presumably the date this image was created is the same date that...
Objection. He just said presumably. Presumably. That means he doesn't fucking know. He's speculating. Why is he talking about what of any of these words mean? Besides maybe the text that was under the photo that we could all see publicly.
I'll stand as to form. You can rephrase.
Sure. So based on your understanding in your training of the date taken versus the date created, is that on the same date?
Basis. Overrule, sir.
Based on what you've learned during your training.
We already know it's on the same date. We can read dates.
For
Michael,
this
thank you
record,
for
is
joining the
date
membership.
taken,
Welcome.
is
Thank you
the
so
date
much.
that the image is created on Instagram the same date.
It appears to be the same, yes.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
And
I don't really know shit about Instagram. We do have an Instagram, and there should be a link in the description. But I don't really know how it works. So here's my question, and I'm hoping one of y'all can answer this for me. Do you take photos in Instagram? Is it like Snapchat where you like take a photo in the app? Or do you take photos already taken and put them into Instagram? Because I thought it was the latter. I thought, you go take photos and then you put them into Instagram. I didn't think you opened Instagram and used Instagram to take a photo. The reason why that matters is because taken and created could be two different things. Did he take the photo inside of the post and that's why it says taken and created? I don't know. And they're making a lot of assumptions. I feel this is a lot of assumptions about people knowing some shit about Instagram. I don't think you should assume that any of these jurors know anything about Instagram. The majority of these jurors are old. Okay? So they're not going to know. They're going to be like me. Oh, you can take a photo or upload. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I'm guessing since taken and created are the same time, this was taken inside of the app. That's my guess. But see, we don't know that. And the thing is in a court, it's not supposed to be all these gaps. You're supposed to everything should be sealed. So we should know that, and we should have the right person explaining it to us, and we don't.
And scrolling down, if you could just educate the jury to what you understand the information is contained.
So ID is going to be an internal number for Instagram, Facebook. Then we have the taken, which we just discussed. Status is active, means the post at the time of the search warrant was served on them. This post is still active, it's still live. We then have the URL, so if we punch that into a computer URL, it would take us to that page.
Okay.
Source, they're sourcing it to be the library, filter, unknown. The
What does that
IP
mean? Source library. Does that mean he got it out of his phone's library or he got it out of Instagram's library? See, that's could be important, maybe, you know, if we needed to know when this photo was taken, which I don't think we do, and I don't actually think it's important, and I think all of this is irrelevant.
Address in which uploaded this image. Is it published true, shared by true? So is it published on the page? Is it shared? It looks like it's true. And then again, we have another ID, and then we have the date created as a stated status. Again, it's kind of reiterating it, active. And then we have the text, which is what that narrative, if we're familiar with
Hi,
Instagram,
Batty QB,
post,
welcome,
and
and thank you for joining us. No, there's nothing that can be done about getting this shit off the case.
And what was the
Hi,
narrative
Willie,
that went
thank you
along
for
with this
joining
post?
us.
I have an image right there. Follow my, sorry, Judge, fucking slime at Pee Wee, aka Roscoe, right fucking now, and a lot of exclamation marks.
Okay. I'm about to age myself, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. When I was younger, there was this channel called Nickelodeon. Now, all of you should know about Nickelodeon because it's my understanding that Drake was on a TV show on Nickelodeon. But when I was younger, Nickelodeon had this thing about slime. And they had like 5 different TV shows where people got slimed. And like you would, like, I don't know, maybe it's a competition. If you lost, like slime, like this bucket of slime would pour all over you. So me personally, every time I hear the slime, I literally think about Nickelodeon. Like I went and visited Nickelodeon Studios with my parents when I was like younger, and there was slime shit everywhere. Everything was about slime. And while Jeffrey Williams is younger than me, he's not that much younger than me. I'm pretty sure that they were still doing slime shit on Nickelodeon. So when I came out here and I heard that slime was some kind of thing, I was like, oh, fuck, there's like a whole show where Alanis Morissette was on it. You know, the Canadian singer? She was on some Canadian show and she got slimed. Like, sliming was like, that's like what we did, like a Gen Xer thing or something, I guess. I don't know, maybe a millennial. But so like every time I hear them talking about slime, I literally think about Nickelodeon. And it's so crazy to me. Also, my youngest, she's 11, so like she went through this whole slime making phase and stuff, and like kid YouTube had slime stuff all the time. I just can't believe we're in here adjudicating slime. It's wild. I heard there was a full house at court yesterday and it was filled with a bunch of attorneys. Do you think they were observing due to all the complaints of the judge? I don't know. They're probably just observing because the shit is wild and they want to see what's going on. Eddie Owens, you remember that show? Okay, Raynette, you think of that kind of slime too. Like, I just remember these shows that were full of slime, and you know, the slime would like pour down people, and I wanted to be slime. So I remember being a kid and be like, oh, I want to be slimed. And now I think about being slimed, it sounds fucking terrible. It's like a 5-hour shower trying to get that shit out of my hair. So it's just wild. And a green snake. Okay. You know, like one of our very American flags has a snake on it. Like it's a, I don't, okay. I want to point out that the ladies are starting to color coordinate again, or they have been color coordinating again. And while yellow and orange are not the same, they do look really nice together. You would never see these colors in a courtroom in New York City. You would never see these colors, you know, in San Francisco. Well, no, they wear grays. They're very serious and dark. So out here in the South, down here in the South, we'd be wearing color, okay? We'd be wearing color down South. Even in the courthouse. Even in the courthouse. I promise you guys I won't sing, but I do. Tell me why they take like a 30-minute fucking break when you only have 4 hours of work. Isn't it true if you have a half day, you don't even get a break?
To be involved in this dispute.
Now, you talk about you were in the Marine Corps?
I was.
Hi, television.
While you were in the Marine Corps, had you ever heard the phrase death before dishonor?
Sure.
Had you only heard it during your time in the Marine Corps?
They do look like they're ready for Easter.
Elsewhere as well.
And where is that?
As a police officer, I've heard it as well.
How have you heard it as a police officer?
I mean, I've visually seen that tattoo on people who have no association with the military or
okay,
Marine
remember last week when, was it Adams? Yeah, YSL Adams brought up the saying, and he asked the dude, have you ever seen that with the Marines and, you know, ninjas or whatever it was? And now Miss Hilton's asking a former Marine. So he's saying, yes, that is the Marine Corps, and I've also seen it on the streets.
Okay. During the course of your investigation, did you ever come across any evidence to suggest that Jimmy Winfrey was ever in the Marine Corps?
Yeah, there's no information that I came upon that states that Jimmy Winfrey was ever associated with the Marine Corps.
What about as a samurai?
Oh, samurai, that's
I
right.
said the same thing. I've never, that came up nowhere in my investigation.
Not ninja.
Did you come in your investigation that Jimmy Winfrey was associated with YSL?
Yes.
Asia says Death Before Dishonor was in Game of Thrones. Raynette says in Seattle it's bland. What I was heard is the colder it is, the blander the colors. That's what I heard.
What's the basement objection, sir?
B-Run, welcome back. Thanks for coming. I don't see what the jury having to do a survey. What are you talking about?
Evidence association of both.
Both the music group and the gang.
Correct, ma'am.
Court's indulgent.
Tyrese, I am not married. I am happy. B-Run, tell us more about what you're talking about. Did they have to take a survey? I couldn't imagine that being allowed. Okay, my boy Shard's about to cross, guys. You know I love this guy.
Mr. Sharp, go ahead.
Here comes YSL Shard.
Yeah, can you take that? Yeah, just push it over.
I saw someone in the comments this morning talking about Miss Love is the tallest person in the courtroom.
Oh, there.
I think they're right.
All right. Your Honor, may I take down some of these demonstratives?
Okay, so I wanted to point that out. The state keeps leaving their demonstratives up, right? Which we're taught to do in mock trial. Like, you leave up your demonstrative. But you're also taught, if the other party's leaving up their demonstrative, you ask to take them down. Because you don't want the jury just sitting there looking at, you don't want the jury just sitting there looking at your opponent's demonstratives or evidence or whatever. Oh, Detective Dennis said he had only ever heard it with gangs. Interesting. And then she asked this guy, and he said, yeah, I'm a Marine, and it's with the Marines. Roz, I'm not on mute. I hope you can hear me. Hey, Inye, welcome. Welcome back.
Okay.
Yo, I'm not on mute. Did I freeze? What's going on? I always have some technical issue. Sorry, guys. You know, I'm trying to save up for that new computer. I'm like a tenth of the way there. Your support is helping me get there. I really, really appreciate it. And make sure you're hitting like and subscribe. And please get up in this chat. I love having discussion with y'all. I love talking about these things. You guys catch stuff that I know catch. Like, one thing, I'm pretty sure that we heard evidence that Birdman orchestrated the shooting of the bus. And then also, we got a subpoena on Rich Homie Quan this week, so we got to talk about that. There's a lot going on, so get up in this chat. I think, all right, here we go.
We want to mark the chart that dealt with 3383 as 175 and the chart dealing with 1990 as 174.
Okay, she's putting her chart. Okay, so if she did not put these charts into evidence, then Shard could go over and write all over them, which is what I would do.
Okay.
Shart did come in cooking. Here we go. Shart always comes in cooking. He's ready to go. Let's go, Max.
I'm sorry. 175, 174 echo and 175 echo?
Yes.
As the mantra is?
As the mantra.
All right.
May I please, Court, Your Honor?
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir. Detective Ricey, how are you?
Doing well, sir. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Good afternoon. I'm going to ask you just a few questions. And I'm going to start out with...
Hi, Love Nona Creations. Welcome back. We the jury, thank you for joining.
That was just labeled and behind you. And that is a chart that was created by the state based on your testimony, correct?
Yes, sir.
Based on historical cell records for 2 different numbers.
Hi, Unpopular
Yes, sir.
Opinion. Welcome back.
Okay. And I just want to clarify.
I think the chart was all right. At least this chart was
In the
legible.
beginning, we were asking about where phones were located. Do you remember those questions?
I remember questions similar to that. Yes, sir.
Okay. In fact, these cell phone records, these historical cell phone records identify cell towers in the location of cell towers, not phones, correct?
So part of that statement is
Thank
true,
you,
part
Red
of that
Bunny.
statement
All
I would say
right,
is
I'm
incorrect.
$4.99 close to that new computer. A better tech, you guys. Thank you
clarify?
so much for your support. This is
The
so
CDRs
wonderful.
actually do a little bit more than that, but yes, they provide you with the cell tower location, and they provide you with a little bit more information regarding to the location of the phone as well.
You're talking about vectors and things of that nature?
Yes, the actual cell site directions, yes.
Okay. But when you were talking about longitude and latitude from the cell phone records, you were talking about the longitude and latitude of the location of the cell phone tower, correct?
Correct, that's what we're allowed to discuss, yes, sir.
Not the location of particular phones.
That's correct, the location of the specific
Well,
location of the
thank
phones
God
was
Shard
not in
came
my
up and
testimony.
clarified because I didn't gather that that's what he was talking about. I didn't get that at all. So glad Shard came and clarified.
Okay. And
Okay, Unpopular
what
Opinion.
these
Thanks for piping up,
towers
though.
indicate on these cell phone records is the tower that's utilized, the cell phone tower that's utilized by a particular phone when it's in use, correct?
Correct, the cell phone
Hi,
is touching
Ashlyn.
or
Thank you
communicating
for
with that
joining.
tower,
Welcome.
and that's what the records show.
And when you say touching, you don't mean physically touching, you mean in communication.
Make sure you hit like and
correct, sir.
subscribe,
Okay.
everyone.
Cell towers have a particular service radius. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, are all cell towers radius the same?
I would
Thighs.
I would say they're not.
Do you have any particular information from your testimony today about the cell radius, the service radius of any of the particular towers that you referenced in your testimony?
No, we would have to get into more particularized information from the providers than what I provided in my testimony.
So you cannot provide exact information about the distance particular cell phones are from the cell towers that you identified in that chart, can you?
Again, my testimony was limited to what I was allowed to testify to in the records that I have. We'd have to go further to get that sort of information.
Yeah, you'd have to go further, and you didn't. You didn't even Google this shit.
We're not in service. We're not operational.
These people are not
April
like real
26th,
excited to work, man.
Again, we would have to go into more information than I was testifying to today or the last few days.
Okay, would those questions possibly be better suited for an expert in
Good question.
cell towers and cell phone geolocation?
Sure, they could be answered by a cell phone expert, but they would still be limited to the information that they have at hand.
And you are not an expert.
I was not classified an expert here in this court.
Okay.
Aha, okay. Okay, so he really isn't an
Now,
expert.
as part of your...
We're 3 days in, and now we finally know he's definitely
No,
not an
I'm
expert.
saying I haven't been classified as an expert today or the previous days here in this court. My opinion was I probably couldn't qualify as an expert based off of Georgia law and
What?
expertise regarding
Oh,
cell
hell
phones.
no.
Okay,
Objection.
I'm gonna ask
Non-responsive.
you,
Scratch that.
As someone who says that they could probably be considered an expert, can you give us the cell tower radius of the individual cell towers that you referenced in that?
Okay, again, my testimony today has been limited to those records. So if I was going to testify as an expert, I would request additional data from those cell phone providers to find out which ones are on and off, and we would have to go in depth in that manner. But that was, my testimony was not.
Oh yeah, it's the data.
Basically, didn't go into.
Get out of
That
here.
would require information that you don't have, correct?
In these
Welcome,
records,
Uno. You're right.
there's
Hi,
not information
Junior.
about which towers were being used or weren't being used. It's just the towers that I guess were being used because that's what the phone's connected to.
Now, you were the lead investigator on this case, this Cobb County case from April 25th going into April 26th, 2015, correct?
Yes, the investigation spanned longer, but yes, that incident. Yes.
I'm not talking about the incident date.
Correct, sir.
Okay, you're the lead investigator from Cobb County.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. As part of your investigation, you obtained, I believe it was a search warrant for my client is Shannon Stillwell, for his Instagram records, correct?
I did, sir.
Hi,
Okay,
Mrs.
yeah,
Mondo. Welcome. I'm so glad you're
records,
here.
records in front of
I was just thinking about you this morning and hoping you would make it. Mrs. Mondo was one of the first people to ever come to one of my recap lives. So thank you, Mrs. Mondo.
Appreciate it. Okay.
She's
Now
OG,
I'm
guys.
looking at 165E and 165EB. This is the response you received for Shannon Stillwell, correct?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, so you requested Instagram records and Instagram responded to your request, correct?
That is correct, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Seems
All
pretty
of
standard.
the pictures, of the white sports car and all these other pictures that were introduced in evidence before lunch. None of these pictures came from Shannon Stillwell's Instagram. Did that?
That is correct.
They did not.
Your statement was correct. They did not, those pictures you were shown did not come from these records. That is correct.
Thank you. Now, you were saying I pointed out the date of the incident. You said the
Oh, yes,
investigation
Mrs. Mondo. We definitely gonna meet.
spanned beyond.
I'll be in
April 26th,
Atlanta August
2015,
13th and
correct?
14th,
Sure.
y'all.
It
We'll
spanned
be
into
at the courthouse on the
2016,
13th, doing a meet and greet in the evening, and then at the courthouse again
I
on the
can't remember. I have to
14th.
look at the day I closed the investigation, but it certainly spanned at least until the late 2015, possibly into 2016. That's correct.
Would looking at your reports help you tell us when you closed your investigation?
Yes, it would.
Feel free to refresh your recollection.
Go ahead and refresh. Thank you everyone for being here. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, okay? Get up in these comments. I love talking about this stuff. You guys know so much more than I do. Marcus, I don't know what you're talking about with the teeth. Can you elaborate a little more? It's interesting. Yeah, this detective is not he did scramble it across, but
So it looks like the conclusion
He's doing a better
paragraph
job than
February
those last
3rd,
detectives we saw.
2016, but it looks like I might have gotten some records back from some service providers past that date, but
Okay.
the conclusion paragraph where I'm basically putting the case file together February 3rd, 2016.
Okay, so you would agree that investigation approximately 9 months?
2016?
Yes.
February 3rd, 2016. Hold on.
And as part of your investigation, you also, I think you testified that you consulted with Atlanta Police Department and Atlanta police officers,
8
correct?
fucking years
correct.
later.
Including
8
officers
years
from the gang
later.
unit, correct?
We're in
That's
the
correct.
courtroom talking
Including
about this
Officer Dennis,
bullshit.
correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
And you used search warrants and subpoena powers to obtain social media,
That's correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
including my
Thank
client's
you,
Instagram,
Marcus.
correct?
Yes, for a period of time on his account, yes.
In the end, you swore out warrants for Jimmy Winfrey in this case, correct?
That is correct.
You did not charge
Okay,
any
Willie,
other
come on down. I
individuals
can't wait to see
for
all
this
of you.
case,
I
did
can't wait to meet
That
y'all.
is correct.
No further questions.
Oh, Michael, thank you for the gift of 5 memberships. That's so exciting. Oh, Michael gave these memberships to the... Oh, this is too cool. You guys, thank you. What a blessing. Michael's such a blessing. We the Jury, Love Nona Creations, David, Amanda, and Jill are all now members thanks to Michael. Thank you so much.
How are you?
Oh shit, here it
Hello,
comes,
Mr.
guys. Okay, first
Can
of
I
all.
ask you a few questions?
Okay. Steele and Adams are working together, right? They represent Jeffrey Williams. But Shard and Steele and Adams are working together as well. And K-Way, I think you said it. I think you said Shard came in, warmed him up, and then Steele comes in and just slices him apart. So this is, we're about to get, oh shit, Nash mentioned it in one of his videos and he recognized it. Oh, okay, yeah, totally. Oh, okay, so Steele is about to come in. By the way, guys, we've been spelling his name wrong. He's Steel, like the metal. No E at the end. Steele. This dude's real Steele here. Like, this guy's such a badass. All right, and happy birthday, YSL Steele. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, YSL Adams, whose birthday's on Monday. Let's get into the destruction.
Of course. All right. Thank you for your service.
Hi, Grateful 1509.
Agent, I'd like to know, with the help of Mr. Knight, do you mind helping? Okay. Well, I think it's you. State's Exhibit number 162E. I just want to make sure, 162, yes, that we are tracking each other here. With the court's permission, 162E should be on the court's list of admitted exhibits. If I could show that to the jury, with the assistance of Ms. Knight. Which one is it? 162E. May I approach, John?
Dude can't even read the label.
That sounds right. And again, I'm not saying he owns that phone. That phone is associated with phone calls and movement that we associate him
Hi,
with.
Mr. Parrish, welcome.
Yes, that it's there being used, what we think is Jeffrey Williams, yes.
And I think you just said it, but just to be crystal clear, and know that you don't sit there and put that phone and that phone number in his hand, but based upon your investigation, you concluded that the 8553 number is with Jeffrey Williams during this relevant period of time.
Yes, like more likely than not, that phone is associated with YSL Enterprises. That phone was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and we had reason to believe that that phone was owned or operated by Jeffrey Williams.
Now, I want to go back, and we'll use anything that you need, so just tell us what you need, because there's a lot of information these jurors are taking in over 7 months now already, okay?
See how Love, guys, watch Love. Watch Miss Love. She is totally
I want to go through the records.
barking commands at the other people at this table. They must hate working with her.
Correctly. For the Jeffrey, I'm calling it Jeffrey's phone, but 8553 number, okay?
Yes, sir.
And we could use any phone.
Hi, Maggie May. Welcome. I'm so excited. Someone from Sweden's here today, too.
We have in evidence the entirety of the return that you received for that phone, and that's a AT&T phone. Am I correct?
I believe that is correct, yes.
If I'm wrong, please, I'm not trying to get it wrong. Okay, and I believe that is admitted, Jeffrey's phone.
Grateful
Is
15.
in evidence now.
09. Steele is a fantastic lawyer.
And it's 137EA. Does that sound right?
That does sound right.
She gives clues to her witnesses.
And
She
that is the AT&T. You can confirm that?
Yes,
tells
it's
her
AT&T records.
co-workers what to do.
Now, according to all those
She's
records,
awful. Yes, we
that
the
you
jury.
have,
Steele is doing his job.
they should span
Slowly
from
taking it
approximately
apart.
January 2015 through, I believe it's June, but correct me, 2015. If I'm wrong, just please make it right.
I think that is the time frame, or at least it's close to the time frame. Well, now that I'm looking at the account notes, I think we got, did you say June or July? I'm sorry, sir.
If it's July, that's...
I think now that I look at the notes, maybe it's this. Oh, but you could be an expert. But you're so great. You could be an expert.
Great. Just
Sorry, my
looks
eye
like
roll hurt.
January through July is we have account information, and the account appears to be closed July 15, 2015.
Okay, so we have it. And do you know what day in January you started it, or they gave it to you, I guess?
Okay, OG
Well,
Ross.
the first notes I see is January 8th, but I think
I love it.
it probably was January 1st. I wouldn't have picked a random
He said, I
January
think
8th
again.
for
Does he know?
starting subscriber
Do you think or do you
starting
know?
account information request, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, of course it is. All right, now, Jimmy Winfrey's number that we believe through your investigation, that ends in the 3383 number. Can you please make sure that's true?
That is
Yes,
true,
Red
sir.
Bunny. She's the one always banging the table. Yes.
I'd like you to
And her
tell
voice is annoying.
the
Her
jury,
activities are annoying.
using any records that, by the way, you need,
When we get into tomorrow, she'll get real annoying.
whether it is true that, hold on one second, let me get my notes so I don't mess this up. Can I have 1 second, Your Honor? Sure. I apologize, give me 1 second, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Red Bunny, after I go there in August, on August 13th, I'll be able to come back and tell you if she's actually banging on the table. I know for a fact she's doing this bullshit, that the post-it that you slide in front of your co-counsel real fast. Like, I did that, you know, during law school,
Okay,
my
I got
trial.
it.
When people do that shit to me while I'm in court, I get pissed.
Okay, now, using Jeffrey's records, is it fair to say that you can search those records to determine how many times phones connected or tried to connect?
Sure, yes.
All right. I am going to ask Haley Hackenwald if she's available to use it to show Jeffrey's record return, okay?
Okay.
If you need to see anything from that, just you're guiding us.
Okay, here's where we get into how many phone calls Jeffrey Williams and Pee Wee
And
Roscoe
if
actually have together.
the honorable court can permit that to be used on the screen, it's already admitted into evidence, Your Honor.
What exhibit number, just for purposes of reference that we're talking about?
It is exhibit number 137E.
Echo?
Yeah. And it's the entirety of the document. And just for the jurors to note, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you pulled out, or the state pulled out, just a section of those. I'm using the entire record return, okay?
Correct, sir.
All right.
I want you to see the
Now,
entire record, not what just the state wants you to see. I want them to see the full context of the record. Hey, Tamika, welcome. I'm glad you made it today.
with regards to Jimmy Winfrey,
Okay, so here's
in
the phone
April
record.
2015, so I'm including the
I
entire
haven't
month,
seen a
okay?
phone record in so long, y'all. Remember when they used to mail you your phone record and you would get like a list, like everyone you called, how long each call was?
Contacts between Jeffrey's phone,
Remember when you used
the
to
number
hang up
which
before
is
7 p.m.?
8553, and Mr. Winfrey phone.
Or after 7 p.m.?
3383. Do you know how many times that they
He did go
tried
through
to
every
connect?
call.
Off the top of my head, no, sir.
Can she run a search? If you need to run it, you'll run it. Whatever you want. So do it right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Haley put in 3383. That's the Mr. Winfrey phone, okay?
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Aw,
do you
Justine,
see,
thank you. Make sure you hit like or subscribe or
where it is
both.
highlighted and you see the date?
Aw, thanks,
Yes, sir.
Tamika. I'm so glad.
Can we go to, and we could do them all, but I was going to just do April first. Is that okay?
Okay, let's just do April.
Search or cross-examination.
Can you go to April?
I like when Steele asked him if that's okay, and the dude's like, it's your examination. It happens a couple times. I kind of love it.
Okay, we should be in April. So if you go back to April 1, scroll up.
Welcome, Katya. Unpopular opinion wants to know, why is the state allowed to pick up and piece certain things together versus using the whole thing? That's a fucking great question. There is a completeness rule in the rules of evidence, and so while you, let's say these documents represented a deposition. This is all the deposition I did.
Okay, that starts April 1.
Now, I don't
Now,
need to
it should be on page.
read the whole deposition to someone, but I might only use a little piece of the deposition to impeach them or be put into evidence, but or to use in my questioning on the stand. But that whole deposition is going to go into evidence.
Well, it starts at 4/1/15, and do you see the,
Marcus, you remember rolls free after 7? Okay, thank you. I'm not the
item
oldest
number
person
being
here.
3810? Yes, sir. All right. And then if we go
Oh, thank you, Justine.
down,
Oh, thank you,
hold
Justine,
on,
for
just
joining
slowly.
a membership.
The
I
first time
appreciate
you see a
it.
hit between Jimmy Winfrey's number with 3383 and Jeffrey Williams' number, just tell us what day and time that would be.
I don't through jumped, but the first one I see is that 4/29/15.
Okay. And we have to do our conversion, correct? Because these are the AT&T records?
That's correct, sir.
So do you know how to do that conversion on this?
Yeah, Tamika, they are shady.
Well, sure.
Shady
So
as
it
fuck.
looks like the column. Well, I guess it'd be the third column from the left. So we're in like the 5.
But I can't reiterate this enough, y'all. It is not just this Fulton County, Georgia DA that's shady. There are DAs and ADAs across the whole nation, small towns, large towns, everywhere, pulling bullshit like this every day on regular Americans. Every day. That's why I started this channel. That's why I want everyone to know. Like, this shit goes on. People like you and me get pulled up and pulled into shit like this, and it ruins our lives. It's completely unacceptable.
23 or whatever, if you want to pick whichever one. I guess it's 24 for that first highlighted portion. So we look for the third column over. Yep, kind of what was just highlighted there. And 0010. So subtract 4 from that for this time of the year, and then we would get the number. So that's about 8:10 p.m. is what I would say it is.
Eastern Standard
Okay,
Time.
Tamika, thank you for joining the membership. Welcome.
So, and just for the jurors to know, the number all the way to the left, and you
Ayana,
said
I'm
is
glad you just made it. Good
5,400,
morning.
And either 24th or 25th item listed on the calls. Is that fair?
That's fair, yes, sir.
And then the next column is the date, which is 4/29/15, right?
Yes, sir.
And then the next column, as you said, is military time, so it would be just after midnight, 12:10.
Yep. So it's UTC time, so it's the Universal Time Coordinated, or GMT, or Zulu. It goes by the same thing. So that's the time for the Greenwich Mean Time, Universal Time Coordinated. So depends on where this phone is at this time, but yes, if it was Eastern Standard Time, that would be 8:10 p.m.
And then we flip it back. That's how you got the 8:10 from the right after midnight.
Correct, sir.
Okay. The next one is, do you need the column, the next column, 0:03, you see that?
I love how they have the Zoom
If I
set
remember
up so
serving
we can
correct,
see
that's the
Steele
time it takes
and the
for phone to
prosecution
be
right now.
answered. Like, it's ring time, basically. And then the fourth column is the connection, how long the phone was actually connected.
We,
So
the
the
jury,
phone was
much of this
connected
is
in this
not
call,
constitutional.
0.
Yes.
Okay. Meaning it did not connect.
Correct. Did not connect. If that fourth column is showing 0 and the other one's 3, then that's it ringing. Correct, sir.
And then the next column is do you know if that's the initiating number, the number that's being called, the number that's initiating the call?
From my memory, I think that first column is originating number. Yep, originating number. And that next column is a terminating number, which is receiving number.
Okay, so it's Mr. Winfrey's phone calling Mr. Jeffrey Williams' phone.
Correct, sir.
Oh, yeah, clearly
Not
that's
being
evidence
fair
that
to
Williams
say.
is involved in a crime.
Yes, that's what it appears.
Somebody called him,
Okay.
guys.
And there's 2 of them in a row.
And neither of them gets answered.
5,424, that's all the way on the left, bottom, second column from the end, and then 5,425 call. You see
Correct,
that?
sir.
Yes. And that's the same thing, so it's Mr. Winfrey's phone calling Jeffrey Williams' phone, and neither time does it connect.
That's what it appears.
And in the entire month of April of 2015, according to these records, those are the entirety of the contact between those phones.
Yes, for these records, for this number, that's correct.
Okay. Now, There should be one on the next page, I believe. We go down. You see that? And it's 5426, so it's really the next sequence, same time,
Lasted, what,
same
4
date,
seconds?
4/29/15. Correct, sir. And that again is Mr. Winfrey's originating number. Is that right? Or did I do that wrong? You see that?
I like
No,
how
I'm
Steele
looking at it.
plays
I'm
like
just
he's
trying
an
to figure
idiot.
out.
Is that right? Or did I do that wrong?
Yeah, so the originating
He
number,
knows damn
there's
well he
3
was
numbers
right.
listed, but yes, Winfrey's is that top one. The
I'm sure he's
8553
doing that
is the
so
middle
that
one.
he doesn't look like
991 is the
too,
bottom one.
I don't know,
Okay.
like,
And do you see in the
cocky.
features
Maybe he doesn't look too
that's
cocky in front of the
highlighted to
jury.
the right? See that?
Yes, sir.
You see the VM? Do you know what? You remember what that stands for?
Sure. So I think I do, but there's a key that comes with every return that tells you what it is, and VM, I believe, is voicemail.
Okay.
Sure.
And the next one is CFB. You remember what that is?
Oof, I'd have to look for that one. I know the NOIP, talking about like network types and whatnot. But yeah, I'd have to look for CFB in the key.
What? You would be you think you're an expert? You know enough about cell phones and stuff that you would be an expert, but
Yes,
you
sir.
don't know what these letters mean? Interesting. Okay.
Sure. I'll mark it, Mr. Williams, today's date, number 1 ID. Is that okay? Do you have a pen up there?
I do have more.
Not to say
No,
that experts have everything memorized,
It'll write
but
it.
like
What do you want to
several
write, sir?
times now,
Mr.
after
Williams,
he declared
number
himself
1
capable
ID
of
is
being
for
an expert,
identification.
several times after that, he's kind of really shown us that he doesn't actually know very much at all, let alone be a damn expert.
Whatever you tell me. You
Cosmic
can leave it up
Glow,
there in
thanks
case
for
this helps you
joining.
during your
I
testimony.
think he does it to hold up. I can't see that last word. Give it a second.
Okay. We'll make that 223. Okay. For identification. 223. Thank you. And just tell the jurors what I handed you, if you don't mind, just explain it to them.
It's the AT&T record key that I was speaking of.
Just explain what that does.
It's kind of like the directions to make.
So the
interpreting cell
prosecution
phone
didn't want
records
the
and
jury to
response
have
easier.
directions.
So
The prosecution
all
didn't want the
these
jury to know how to read this.
Kind of like short.
Oh, he does it to hold this baby.
Letters. It makes it
Maybe.
mean something. It's just like a legend or.
NIOP
a key
is
on a
not
map. It
network
just
type,
kinda
it's
tells
caller
you
ID.
how
Thank
to
you,
read it.
Mick Jägermeister. Thanks for joining us. See, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Can you tell us what?
I mean, he's a self-proclaimed I should be an
CFB stands
expert.
for,
Like,
if you
get
don't
out of
mind?
here, bro.
Call forwarding subscriber busy.
Okay. And you know what that means, I assume?
I mean, I know what call forwarding is, and I know what it means to be busy.
Okay. And does that explain?
But you're a
these
fucking
numbers?
expert?
It likely forwarded and then went to a voicemail. hence the
Justine, I
VM.
agree. The truth will always find a way to
So
come
again,
through.
there's no contact that we know of on these records. When I say contact, I'm
YSL
not saying
Graham,
the phones don't
welcome.
connect on those occasions on the
I
same
guess
day,
there's
about
no
the same
statute of
time.
limitations
But,
on the RICO charge
can't tell if
because,
it's
I mean, so
anything,
many
it's
of
fair to
these
say.
events happened so long ago.
There's contact.
There's
there
no
is a
statute of
time,
limitations on murder.
So it was connected for a period of time, but that could be the voicemail.
But there should be a
right?
statute of
So
limitation on the
We
rest
do
of it.
see 4 seconds, but that could be again connection to 4.
And actually, YSL Grimm, I talked about this a while back when DK was on the stand. There's some serious double jeopardy bullshit going on in this case. There's statute of limitations issues. There's double jeopardy issues. It's fucking nuts. It's crazy. Then you get a law enforcement guy on here who, like the jury says now he's not sure. No, he doesn't know this. Oh, but I should be an expert. I'm not an expert here, but I should be. Like, get out of here. Marcus says, I'm an SME at work and I don't know anything. Ayana says, law enforcement don't seem to normally speak on cell phone records. That is correct. This should be an expert. I don't know why the judge is allowing this man to talk about these records. It's crazy.
The voicemail.
And other than, and just complete it if you don't mind, Haley, just so the jury and Agent Racy the rest of April.
Hi, Facts All Day. Welcome. Y'all, make sure please hit like and subscribe. I'm trying to save for better technology so I can provide a better quality
That
video
is
for
the
y'all.
only time
I got
that
many
these
new
two
members
phones
today. Thank you so much
are
for
attempting to
joining.
connect according to the
Jean, my first ever member. Red Bunny, my second ever member.
For this phone number, for that month, correct.
Now, it says in the search that you see Haley did for the 3383 number in the top right.
Yes, sir.
For the
Facts all day. I
entire-
know you're new.
from
Welcome. Make sure you
January 1,
subscribe.
2015 to
We're here every
July
Friday at
15,
10 a.m.
2015. We have 78
Hi,
total
Lonnie.
hits. Fair to say?
You made
Fair
it.
to say.
We're still
And what we
looking
just
at
looked at
Wednesday
were
right
3
now.
total
We
hits,
still have to go
even
through
though
Thursday.
they were on the same date, almost at the same time, because I just looked at the time and they were all approximately 8:10 Eastern Standard Time. Fair to say?
Yes, sir.
All right. If the jurors will have this in evidence, but that is everything on Mr. Winfrey for the according to these phone records between the two in the month of April that we are investigating. True.
For this phone record, yes.
Hey, sweet lady sugar. Welcome back.
Alright.
Good to
Now-
see you.
I'd like to. You talked about
Oh, thanks, Facts all day. Authentically Lola, welcome.
YSL.
This is being gotten away with in every
YSL.
courtrooms across the whole United States on a daily basis since the history of the
Entertainment
United
maybe
States.
Inc. Duke phone or Duke YSL Entertainment phone, something like that. Do you remember that subscriber information? What was the? Do you remember what the code is?
It was, the subscriber name was YSL Duke.
Okay, thank you. Now that number for the jurors.
Can I get my subscriber name on my phone changed to OG Cadillac?
Just so we know that to be, we're talking about the same thing. That ends, and if you need the whole number, just say it. But that ends in the 5790 number. Is that fair to say?
I believe that is correct.
All right.
Yes,
Now,
Marcus, I'm trying to get a laptop. I want to
through no
replace
fault of
my
your
2017
own,
Lenovo
we
Yoga.
don't have any
Preferably with a Dell. Must be touchscreen. It needs to run
cellular,
high quality
historical,
camera and visual
cellular,
and audio.
Cellular.
So if any of you have suggestions, let a
Tower.
girl know.
Information for that phone. True.
That is true. I just did a subpoena, so we don't have the cell site location data for that phone, correct?
All right. And I'd like to talk with you, though, about that number. Now, you know Duke, or YSL Duke, maybe, or Duke YSL, to be associated with, I'm not saying there's not other people, but associated with a gentleman named Martinez Arnold. Is that fair to
Oh,
say?
sweet, Lonnie.
Fair
I'm
to
going to go
say.
change
And you
it.
identified him from 2 different a video.
When the
that
caller
you
ID
saw
comes
and a
up to me,
photograph.
OG Cadillac.
So do you remember those?
That's correct, sir.
All right. Now, you know that Martinez Arnold or Duke or
Oh, yeah,
YSL,
Marcus.
whatever,
That's my
same
Memorial
person.
Day sale. Berlin, take
You
note of
know
that,
from that
please.
video that you took off the internet from the blogger. When I say you know, I guess we don't know, but you believe, based upon your investigation, you have good faith belief that he was also in the state of Louisiana, along with
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Williams on
All right,
stage on
Lonnie,
the
OG
evening
Lack
of
works too.
Saturday night, April 25, 2015. Is that correct?
I would agree with that.
All right. Now, that cell phone, because we don't have the tracking information, meaning we
To me,
can't
that
do
nobody
like
wants
what
to
you
stop
did
it.
at
The
Jeffrey's
state government
phone,
is
say,
benefiting
hey, I
from
see
this.
the phone going from Louisiana to Alabama to Georgia. We don't know. We don't have that for Mr. Martinez Donald /
Tamika, I had a Microsoft Surface,
Right?
I would agree with that.
but I switched
All right.
for the yoga because
So,
it was more powerful. So I think I need
we don't-
I need something a
and if
little
you
more
do know,
powerful than a
please
Surface.
correct
Also, I have a
me,
tendency
but
to
you don't know
drop
whether
things. So
Mr. Arnold or Duke or YSL Duke had that phone with him in April of 2015. Do you?
No, I don't have location information, so I can't like.
Yeah, but
overlay
Lonnie, I
it
have a
with
couple friends who
the-
call me
the
Lack.
video of him being in Louisiana. No.
Now, a phone could be in the name of YSL Duke, but that phone could be with me or you. It's possible, right?
Correct. I don't know
Boom.
who has the device in their hand.
All right.
Boom.
Now, I'd like to, I'm not saying
boom. Drop the
that
mic.
this is
The phone could be in the name of someone else
noteworthy
and
to the
us
jurors,
have it,
but I'd like
right?
to go through with you, if you don't mind, the calls. I think.
Hey Sylvia, welcome. Happy Friday. Queen Bee, welcome.
Using Jeffrey Williams' cellular telephone records.
Okay.
I'd like to also look at the 5790 hits for the for Mr. what I call Martinez Arnold or YSL Duke phone. Okay, so if Haley can do that search, and if she's doing anything wrong, you correct her. Okay, you can see what she's doing. Did you do this? Did you look at how many times those phones connect?
Generally, but not. And I did it for a lot of phones, but I can't tell you that I did it for this phone, for this time, for this the way that you're doing it. So.
Oh, so you didn't do this basic shit my law student intern over here did? You didn't do that?
All right.
We're gonna put these men's lives
how many times these phones
on the line.
cross or
Okay.
connect. And Haley she didn't put in the first three numbers, but she did put in correctly and make sure it's correct. The 815-5790. Is that fair to say?
It appears correct.
All right. And you get back 62 total hits on Mr. Williams' cell phone records.
This dude didn't even search the numbers inside the record.
July 15, 2015.
What the fuck kind of investigation?
Right. Now,
I hope the jury is feeling the way we are.
Because I'm trying to get to the relevant month.
I understand, sir.
But so she'll scroll down if she doesn't mind, if Haley does not mind. Let's scroll down to, we were in January, now February. There's March, so a little slower. And it's on the screen, it's March 17th. Now she's up to March. Okay, go back if you don't mind.
Yeah, Sylvia Steele did make him a witness for the defense. And that's why we're watching every bit of this, because Steele is just doing, this is a phenomenal cross-examination, so we're going to stick with it.
Jeffrey Williams. This is Jeffrey Williams' records, and then you see the...
Hi, Ayana. We know it was his birthday yesterday. We wished him YSL Steele happy birthday and YSL Adams' birthday on Monday. So.
Okay, and that's on March 26th of 2015, a couple of times. You see that?
I do.
All right. And then the next time that these two phones connect would be, going to these records, would be May 12th, 2015. You see that?
I do.
So there is no connection between the YSL Duke Martinez Arnold subscriber phone and Jeffrey Williams records that is in evidence. You agree with that?
The records we have, correct, sir.
Drop the mic.
And
throw the mic. Slam the mic.
Had this phone number with him while in the state of Louisiana on the relevant dates, which is April 25, 2015, going to April 26, 2015.
I do not know that, correct, sir.
Yes, Raina, this is shows very lazy detective work. So far, all the detectives have been quite lazy as far as the evidence has shown
Go
to me.
A phone that I think you referred to it as the YSL Enterprises phone. If I didn't, just correct me if I'm wrong. Is that true? Is that what you were referring to?
There's two phones that we went over.
I love that it's YSL Enterprises. Because
YSL Enterprise.
Enterprises is like
YSL
a business.
I'd like to talk with you about the 1990 phone, okay? Just orient yourself, tell me when you're ready.
Yes, sir. I believe this. I have it.
Okay, that's right. And that phone, you from your extensive investigation, you know that phone to be used by Jeffrey's sister, known as Dolly. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair to say. That's what we believe. Yes.
Your investigation yielded who uses this phone.
You were using YSL Enterprises.
Enterprise.
But I'd like to just, for an individual, if you agree with it, I'd like to just call it Dolly's phone, if that's okay. If that's accurate. Does that sound right?
Yeah, we believe that to be the phone. Again, we don't know who's holding it, but we believe that's correct, sir.
All right. So using the 1990 phone.
Lonnie, you have to join the membership.
The jurors heard you.
We started our new membership, and these are our new members with the star stickers. There's special stickers inside the membership, too. They're fabulous.
For Haley to do a search on how many times Jeffrey Williams' phone, which is again 8553 connects with the Dolly 1990 phone, okay? Sure, yeah. All right. And
I mean, still a question about, like, did you search that? If Shard had asked that, the judge would have gotten mad and said Shard was being condescending. Because that was condescending as fuck. Like, did you do... And then every time he's like, well, Haley will search it. I don't know, in my mind, I think it's a little bit of a dig, because he's like, you couldn't even search it. But it's like a nice, subtle dig, not the kind of dig the judge can even read, because he's an idiot.
Putting it in, and she put it in, just make sure it looks right to you, the 583-1990, and she had
There's the pin, Lonnie, in the chat.
Yes.
From us, it says here's the membership link. That's how you get there.
2015, July 15, 2015, right? Yes.
Are we still aren't you
And if we can go to our...
Yeah, that's a good point,
You know,
Red
month
Bunny.
at
That would have been a
issue,
good follow-up question. But didn't you do the
which is
investigation?
April,
Okay. And just let the dude answer yes and then keep moving forward.
and just see how many times Jeffrey's phone and Dolly's phone connect.
Okay, Red Bunny, there's those
It was
stickers. They're so
April 1
dope.
of 2015, okay?
Oh, okay, Marcy, welcome. You're right. He's not an idiot. He is biased. But to be in that judgeship and be biased is idiotic. So he is an idiot and biased. Lonnie, you can't be slow.
So if you can go up, we'll just start at April 1, if you can go the other way. And that is going to be, April 1 should be contact, or it says item, and Haley's highlighting 3810. You see that? I do, sir. All right, now let's see how many times these two phones connect
Okay,
in
let's see how many times these
April
phones connect.
2015.
Okay.
You see the first connection
Where is it?
on
April
item
6th?
number 4208. That's wrong, I said it wrong. 4218? 18, yes, sir. Okay, and you see the date as the 6th day of April 2015? Correct. And the time, I know you have to do your conversion, so what time?
Y'all,
would
we
that
are
be?
looking at phone records from a decade ago.
So minus 4 would be 16. So convert that to basically local time would be 4:26.
One more time?
I think I might have.
No, you did.
It's so it's 6.
Yeah, Raina, he is the biased
minus
idiot.
4. I'm sorry, because a 24-hour clock. That's 10 o'clock. That's 10 p.m.
The
I'm
dude
sorry.
can't even-
That's 8 p.m. Minus
Mr. I
So,
should be
yeah,
an
so that was
expert,
like
but
the
I'm
first
just not an
time,
expert in this
40,
courtroom. Can't even
26
tell
p.m.
what the damn time
We're
is.
talking about our time here in Atlanta.
Correct.
So I'm getting so upset I can't pause. I mean, like, what the fuck, bro? You just declared yourself as, like, this amazing, intelligent man who should be an expert, and then every question has been a total stumble. Like, where's the expertise?
We're talking about Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, and then that is a 17-second.
Hi, Tall Glass, welcome.
time
Yeah, still came in with
for each of the
2024
phones connect. Is
text.
that how you understand the seizure?
Wild, dude.
Yes, we can go back to the key, but
Yeah,
yeah,
please.
it's my understanding I think that's the ring time for AT&T.
Michael says iPhone 6. Oh my god, that was like a century ago.
Correct. Seizure time is the time it takes to connect the call measured from the moment the caller presses send to when the call is connected. So I was
So he's
correct.
reading off the key
dial time.
because he
Yeah,
doesn't actually
This is the
know.
rings.
Correct, sir.
Each ring between is about 4 seconds. Does that sound right, if you know that?
I mean, that sounds correct.
Okay.
I wouldn't argue with you.
The next one is ET. That's the ending time, or it's probably...
Welcome, Sunday Dollar.
It calls it elapsed time at the duration of the transaction.
Okay. So this is 0, so they didn't speak.
Correct.
Right. And then you
I know,
have
Ray
the
Nat, right? He hit
originating number
Control
is
F.
the Dolly phone,
Ooh,
right?
real
in
new tech.
1990.
That is correct.
And then calling Jeffrey's phone, the 855.
Hi, Scrooge with Beats. Welcome.
And then the next one is...
Thank you,
pretty much
everyone,
the
for
same
being
time,
here.
Same day. It's again Dolly calling Jeffrey, same result, no answer. Right. Correct. And then the next time is right underneath it. Same time, same issue,
Okay.
and it's a 3 second.
All right. Steele just destroys him, and then the judge sends the jury home.
You told us.
So, like, if you're the jury and you're going home on that note, you want to go home on that note. Like, that's an interesting note to go home on. So, in the jury, you're going home and you're stewing on what Steele just said, because that's what you just heard. Oh, Lonnie, thank you so much for joining the membership. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Sunday Dollar, thank you for joining. Everyone, it's a good time to take a little pause and say, I am Lauren Cadilac, aka OG Cadillac. I'm an attorney in Dallas, Texas. I am a litigation attorney, so I do work in the courtroom, but I do a civil practice. I became obsessed with this case because it has a lot of First Amendment right issues, and it has only had all kinds of issues, more and more issues as it's gone along. Quite frankly, I love a good shit show. So every Friday we get together, I recap the week, and we chat and we talk about how well or poorly the teams did, etc. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting like and subscribe. I really appreciate all of you. Yes, sweet lady sugar, Lonnie was serious. Lonnie, you're so great. Thank you so much. Okay. On Thursday, which was thanks Black Clark. YSL Steele's birthday was Thursday, and he is again cross-examining the I should be an expert witness. And there is a phone call that occurs where someone says they should get a red Porsche, or they should get a Porsche, or something along those lines. So I think that's where we're at here. Hold on. No, that's not where. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Have we not
Right
gotten
here,
it
page 68.
68.
yet? No, we're
okay.
still in the damn phone record. Sorry, guys.
Should have known, but I.
Okay, so the next day, Steele
Sorry,
comes in. We're
question
still in the
myself
phone
over here.
records.
Don't question yourself.
Page 68.
Nowhere close to 30.
And what were you saying the last four were, sir? 5979?
5979, that's correct.
Okay. Somewhere there was a comfort break, yeah. I took part of the reason I was on mute earlier is because I needed a comfort break. Okay, so I now have no recollection of what day it was. I thought I had lined the video up, but on one day they were going to play a jail phone call where one of the people says that he's supposed to get he wants some kind of Porsche. It's crazy. Then he says he wants a Porsche, but there's no evidence he got a Porsche. So the prosecution is like, well, that shows the conspiracy, but I don't think so. Like, I think you have to actually follow through. In my mind, you have to follow through. Just saying I want something in exchange for something doesn't mean I'm going to go do it. Unless I have the thing you're exchanging. I don't know. So then we had, like I said, Rich Homie Quan was subpoenaed. So we don't know when he's coming to testify, but he was certainly subpoenaed this week. We had all kinds of permissive rulings to share what I would consider hearsay. So here's this is Thursday. We're getting back into it. It's YSL Steele's birthday. I cannot stand Miss Love's outfit on Thursday. I do not understand. Yeah, they do comfort, and then they come back and they take a lunch break. And then they do a comfort, then they come back and take a lunch break. Okay, so they're up at the bench having a conversation, yada, yada, yada. This is where I want to go. I want to get to YSL Matthews, because y'all know how I'd be feeling about this man. Here we go.
They've drawn back over the last few years because the amount of text messages have been sent are larger nowadays versus 20 years ago, right? So it changes, but I'd at least say a year per company. They at least keep it about a year.
So the fact that a text message is sent from one device to another device, that actual communication or that print would hang around for about a year or so, correct?
And to be specific, we're talking about traditional text message utilizing service providers. So we're not
Yes,
talking
Mike.
about WhatsApp or encrypted.
Michael, he's YSL
applications.
Silver
They're
Fox.
just
Yes,
standard
got
text
it.
message to text message. Typically, it's at least a year. Just the
Gene, I
fact
did
that a
take the
text
comfort
message
break. That's why I was
sent.
on mute.
Yes.
Okay. Let's shift over to the substance or the content of a text message.
Yes.
Tell the jury how long with the content or the substance of a text message, how long would that hang around?
So it's pretty much not anymore. There's, they used to, again, probably years ago, when I first.
Okay, hold on. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. I just saw it in the comments. Sylvia also loves Mr. Matthews. Okay, so Nisha, I remember him saying he was going to give him a Porsche when he gets out of there. So that's too many pronouns, he pronouns, for me to understand who you're talking about, because it's obviously more than one person, so we can't use the pronoun again and again like that. But the person in jail was saying he was going to get the Porsche when he got out, and he believed that Doug was getting it for him. I didn't quite get that. Chills, they are actually having court next week on Monday, but not the rest of the week. Are they splitting hairs around conspiracy? They don't have to do with knowledge. Okay, so this, the judge made a ruling this week that the state had proved conspiracy and gang activity. The judge said they have proved conspiracy and gang activity, which is fucking crazy, because I thought that's the jury's role to determine if they had proved conspiracy and gang activity. But the judge has decided, nope, they have, that burden is met. Crazy. All right, let's get into Mr. YSL Matthews, YSL Silver Fox's cross-examination.
Started my law enforcement career, you were able to get a search warrant and see content. Again, it was dependent upon company, and there's a million different caveats in there. But over the years, as text messages grew.
Oh, okay. Renette said it was Keely who called his buddy, and they were joking about the
text messages. And so service providers stopped retaining that data. It's just too much data. There might be one company, I'd have to look at the cheat sheet, but there's one company maybe out there that retains it maybe for 3 days, and you'd have to have a preservation request in, or just get lucky with a search warrant within 3 days. But that might have changed since the last time I've looked at that cheat sheet. So.
Oh, and now the stuff may have changed. Mr. I should be an expert. This may have changed?
You don't expect to see content anymore.
You're an expert and you don't know what, if it's changed?
Let's say you're investigating a case and you actually have a phone of interest. The contents of that particular phone, provided those contents are not deleted, they would remain in the phone. Is that correct?
So there's caveats in everything in investigations. First, you have to be able to have the physical device. Then you have to be able to access the physical device. Is it encrypted? What type of passcode? There's a million caveats in there. Is it a 4-digit passcode, a 6-digit passcode? Is it alphanumeric, 15-digit? There's a million caveats. But if you can get into the device.
Okay. Have y'all ever encountered someone who, and I don't want to sound bad saying this, but this has happened in my dating life, men in particular, who maybe did something wrong and you caught them and they know they fucked up, but instead of just, being a man and accepting ownership for their actions, they just talk and talk and talk. And then maybe sometimes they talk in circles, and then they use more words, and they think if they just keep using those words that maybe you'll believe that they're not full of fucking shit. I feel like that's the whole case for the prosecution. I feel like the prosecution is just talking and talking and talking. And they figure the more words we throw at this jury, the better chance we're going to have to beat the defense. And I feel like the defense, their counterpoint has been fewer words. These cross-examinations are relatively short, especially if you compare them to the direct examination. So the jury, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We all of us have met a person like that. most of us ladies have dated a person like that, but all of us have been a person like that. That is what I feel the prosecution's doing. Like, it should just, all these words, just words. And they're like, if we can say words at the jury for 2 years, they'll have to decide the dude's guilty. And you know, quite honestly, it might work because it's like fucking torture. Or this poor jury is being tortured by all these goddamn words. And we're having the same thing with this witness here, just all, I know, Michael, women do it too. I just don't, I don't date women, so I don't have like, like I said, all of us know someone, okay? Boy, girl, I mean, people fucking do it, and it's annoying as shit, all right? This witness is now doing it. He's just talking, he's adding words, miles, radius, 16, 32, like, a normal person can understand that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you're just saying words. And the crazy thing is, the people that do that, they think they're convincing. They think all those words are, like, working. And it's not. It's crazy. And that's what's happening here. That's how I feel. Like, it's just like, we're going to just use words until everyone acquiesces.
There's settings within your phone that you can have text message delete after 30 days. There's, well, are we talking about iPhones? Are we talking about Androids? There's so many caveats in there. But can you, in the perfect situation, get a phone, have the password, or be able to bypass the password, dump the text messages? Absolutely, you can do that. There's so many caveats, and we're speaking broadly, so I don't want to give an answer that locks it in, but that's only like one specific situation. But
See all the fucking words?
But yes,
I don't want to give you an answer that locks it in. This guy, first of all, he's like a fake lawyer, because one of the first things we learn in law school is it depends, all right? And that is like, there's no finite answer to anything. There's always little nuances. But that's because we argue for a living, right? This guy asked a direct question, he should get a direct answer, but he can't because homeboy doesn't know it, and so he's using the strategy of word vomit to drown us and drown the jury and make them, you know, drown into siding with him. And I haven't been there yet. I'm going to be out there August 13th. I'm going to do an in-person meetup that evening. If y'all want to meet me at the courthouse on the 13th and the 14th of August, it'd be great. I haven't been able to see how the jury is responding. You know, we see so much more because we get to see the motion arguments. We get to see all of that. So we don't know how that jury is responding until we go check it out. So who knows if they're feeling the way we are. But I mean, this is like, it's so messed up. Let me just read some of the comments here real quick. Especially loves expert doing something, arguing with the judge. It's crazy. I'm sure they have Thug's H-Socks. Welcome back. I'm sure they have Thug's phone, so why wasn't this done, or is there nothing to find? Well, H-Socks, because the event they're talking about is so fucking long ago, I guarantee you he doesn't have that phone. I don't have my 2015 phone. Shit, I don't even have my last phone. The reason I had to get a new phone is because I accidentally washed my phone in the washing machine. I was pissed too, like I lost all that data. So I don't know that, I don't think they have the phone. I think because there's not a true statute of limitations under this fucking RICO, they can dig back so far, they're not going to be able to actually get the physical evidence they need because it's so long ago. Nobody has their phone from fucking 10 years ago. Nobody. If you still have your phone from 10 years ago, my God. Shard beat the white pickup truck into my brain. Scrooge says, loves it. Okay. Nisha says, I've also noticed that shift in the defense's approach. Yeah. So the more tired the defense sees the jury, like the more they're going to be succinct and direct. And really, they're going to put on they're by law, they're not required to put on their own case because you're innocent until proven guilty. But we know that they're going to put on a case. So in reality, they really shouldn't give much of a shit about what these witnesses say because their witnesses are going to be going next when they do their case. They just want to make sure they object and preserve the record. Okay. It'll probably backfire on the state. If I was a jury, I'd have a problem sitting there for all that time while they talked in circles and over-explained everything. I would too. I would too. And you're beating a dead horse, and don't do it. He couldn't give a concrete answer. You're right, Nisha. He is too busy trying to sound smart to actually sound smart. Jean said, I can't join the chat right now, but I have to try. Okay, Jean, thank you for being here. Thank you. Tall glass, judge's favorite. It depends on, okay. It's literally every lawyer's favorite. Another thing I realized, like, I all the time say, I don't care. And I mean it, like, I don't care. But when I heard Steele, when he was telling the judge that the love tried to object to him, and he said, I don't care about her objection, I was like, oh, that's where I got it at law school. Yeah, because you learn in law school, like, I really only give a shit about what has to do with these elements. I don't need all this extraneous shit. And so you really just start saying, I don't care. I really don't. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, it's not just me, it's all of us. We got trained to not care. DJ says, infamous Sylvia says the jury's spacing out. It's 6 juries in the mid-30s, and the rest is all older, I believe, and I would be spaced out too. I mean, it's crazy. Didn't someone say the courtroom was shaped where you couldn't see the jury? Yes, Renette, that is what we've heard, but I'm going to try to see the jury. We'll see. I heard from Sylvia that there were other lawyers in the room yesterday, and the judge and state demeanor changed. That's interesting. I heard there were a bunch of other lawyers in the room yesterday. Sunday said they don't have anyone's phone. Marcus said, did he mess up? Listen, when the feds actually press these charges, we're going to be watching that trial. That's going to be a totally different trial, y'all. It's going to be like night and motherfucking day here. He'll be in Georgia. He's covering YSL. He's from Switzerland. Okay. They just never had the phone from the bus shooting. They picked up Huey in Vegas months later. They never had, if they had evidence at the time of the bus shooting, there would have been a prosecution at the time of the bus shooting. But there wasn't. That's so ridiculous. If you're an investigator, why wouldn't you take? Thank you, Ayana. Why wouldn't you actually investigate? Why wouldn't you Google YSL? Why wouldn't you Google the rich money gang or whatever it was? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You whatever. Chill says, what does that mean for the case when the judge said he believes the conspiracy is proven? He's going to be more openly biased now. Yes. So, if the judge says the conspiracy is proven, that will shift evidentiary burdens as it pertains to the entirety of the defendants. So before the conspiracy is proven, you know, I'm really only concerned about my one client defendant in the courtroom. But once that conspiracy is confirmed, now all of them. So when you saw Steele this morning stand up and argue on behalf of Huey and someone else, that's because the judge confirmed the conspiracy. So you're going to start seeing different types of objections. Apple will not give them anything. Well, let me tell you who wouldn't give them anything. Android. Apple gives shit away. They gave that guy out of South Carolina that killed his family. Crazy. Connector said you can't see the jury. Well, I might be able to. Isn't conspiracy such a vague thing based the case on? I mean, Chills, I don't think they've proved a fucking conspiracy yet. Where is the conspiracy? So far, we've seen like 8 different incidences. We haven't seen anything that like puts any of it together. I don't see that. I see Steele bringing in other lawyers because it's making the judge be on his best behavior. Good idea. You can see the jury in the Karen Reed trial. Oh, you can like physically inside of there or on the TV? I hope not. The judge is so defensive. Yeah, Roz, the judge is so biased. If the state was able to easily prove their case, it wouldn't take this long. I agree. I would never take a case that takes this many witnesses. That is way too fucking hard to prove. If you can't prove your case with, you know, 15, 20, 30 witnesses or less, like, I'm not, Is it true that YFN Glanville's status as chief judge will make a harder conviction to overturn? No, Tiara Marie, welcome. No, no judge's status doesn't help the, in overturning this, not. Android is definitely most secure. That's right, Nisha, and Google is very anti-sharing with the government, so that's why I use it. I much prefer it. They're going to keep my shit a lot safer. They'll sell it, but they're not going to give it away to the government. They're not going to violate my constitutional rights by giving it away. All right, let's get back to YSL Gray Fox, Silver Fox.
Right. Get a tool and extract text messages, yes.
right? So if you have the password and you have the access, you should be able to have that content in that particular cell phone, right?
Again, there's a million caveats out there, so I don't want to lock in.
Oh, again, I can't answer a question.
The tool, the forensic
I'm an
tool that's
I could
being
be an
utilized,
expert,
such as
but
Cellbrite or Axiom, they also have to have compatibility with that device. I've had it where I've gotten a search warrant, had access, but those tools aren't compatible with the cell phone, so there's an inability to actually extract the data. Again, it's technology. There's a million caveats out there. But theoretically, yes, if you have access, you have a passcode, you have a legal process, it does fit, the software does fit compatibility with the forensic tool. Yes, you can plug it in, and yes, you can download that information in that scenario.
Now, in terms of tracking the cell phone as it relates to the phone's location, that obviously would play into where the tower is located in terms of where that range of where that phone's going to be located, correct?
Again, there's another caveat in there. So you have cell phone, what we call cell site, historical cell site data that tells you where the cell site is, and without going into it, a direction, an azimuth, a cell sector. But then there's also phone companies that do things called RTT, NELOS, and there's another one, I think PTT, I might be mistaken it, but RTT stands for real-time tracking. AT&T does NELOS. So, for example, NELOS, AT&T,
this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about.
now more modern
look,
days,
I'm in a
they
game.
will send a ping to your phone every 15 minutes. And so that is a ping. That is not cell tower data. So today, if I were to get a search warrant on an AT&T phone, for example, ask for cell site data and ask for NELOS data, I can get both cell tower, cell sector information, and I can actually also get those 15-minute pings, which is not cell sector. That is a ping on the device. So again, you're getting into the technology of it, but there's a lot of caveats in what we're saying.
So when you're having
Hold on. There were no caveats under direct examination, were there? Now all of a sudden we're asking you some actual questions, Mr. I could be an expert, and there's just, oh, it's a caveat.
Conversation with your person that you're targeting, if you would, and you have their phone, you're looking through their phone, and when you know through your investigation, through maybe even a conversation with your target, that they are aware, they are located where the alleged victim claims that they were meeting.
Roz, thank you for the $1.99.
Cell phone evidence is less probative. Correct.
Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Roz, for the $1.99. Thank you so much for everyone who joined the membership today. It's so awesome. Thank you.
When it comes to cell phone technology and locating phones and tracking them, you're less concerned about tracking the phone when there's no disagreement about the location of the two people, correct?
I mean, I think I know where you're going with the question. So the value of evidence can change based
Whoa. What do you mean where you're going with the question? Just answer the fucking question.
off of certain external information, certainly. Yeah, I would just leave it at that. The value of the evidence certainly matters upon external information. If that makes sense, if that answer makes sense.
No, it wasn't an answer.
And basic good police work, if you have the phone in your possession of your target, you're going to more than likely print out those text messages if there are some, correct?
Not necessarily. There's some, again, every investigation is different. I don't want to comment on every investigation everywhere all the time. It depends on, in my experience, I've been a patrol officer, I've been a narcotics agent, I've been a crime against persons detective, and now a special agent with the federal government. There's different types of cases, different.
This is who the federal government is hiring to investigate shit? This man works for the federal government? To investigate us? Well,
For importance of cases, volume of cases, there's a lot of factors that go in there. So I can't, you can't box in and say you do this every time as a matter of investigative practice. I can't tell you that I do dump cell phones on every single case that I do. Even as a federal agent, I don't do that on every case.
Right. But if one of your parties is telling you that, just for example, if there's a conflict in the versions of events, you would certainly want all of the evidence that you can to. If there's a conflict in events, Agent Racy, you would want every medium of evidence that you can get your hands on in terms of cell phones.
No, I wouldn't, because I don't even Google shit, bro. Obviously, he does not need every piece of evidence. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not even Googling.
Technology to help clear it up in terms of whatever that conflict is, correct?
What? How the fuck was that vague? You want all the information you can get?
Thank you, Agent Racy.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That was
Any
not
other
good.
examiners? Defense examiners?
Okay, Weinstein. Okay. Weinstein.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Let me just speak to the state for a moment. I'm going to need you also to pull up the jail calls 140, specifically the June 6, 2015, 1958 call. Okay? And you want to cue that up to 14 minutes, I think.
Okay. Okay, Weinstein. Weinstein doesn't seem like the guy who would tell you directions. I like that.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, we're seeing a new side of him.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
I have a question about your testimony from this past Monday.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall on Monday listening to a jail call with Mr. Winfrey from June 6, 2015 at 1958 hours?
I remember that, yes.
And do you remember testifying that you heard someone that identified themselves as Yak, or who was called Yak, state, quote, roll out the red carpet for Roscoe, unquote?
I do remember the red carpet and that, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. What I'd like to do is I'd like to play the portion of that call starting when Yak gets on the call. And I'd like you to ask me to stop when you hear roll out the red carpet for Roscoe. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. I like, even though Weinstein seems a little timid, a little weak, maybe, I like how he comes in his presentation here, so.
Okay, one moment, please.
Not as good as the pink suit, but still looking sharp. Who was that? I was like, my daughter was watching this with me. She's like, why are they zooming in on him? I'm like, because his lawyer's out of the way. They can finally zoom in on him. Okay, Thug, that's a nice looking pinstripe, a light little pinstripe there, very spring-esque. Yes, and Ayana, when he had that pink suit, my God, oh, I love that pink suit so much. I'm gonna get back into these comments here in a minute, but I really don't know anything about Yak or any of these artists at all, In fact, I had to Google Rich Homie Quan. No, I love his name, and he inspired me to get my own rap name finally, which is OG Cadillac. I still had to who the fuck is Rich Homie Quan? I had never even heard of him before.
We're going to play 140 Echo Bravo.
Okay,
I
here
think
we
this
go.
clip we're about to play is the clip that I was looking for. If it's not, I'll stop it and we'll figure it out. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah. The Roscoe, you did what the fuck I'm saying. I ain't doing shit, I ain't just holding it down, just got upstairs with all these. Yeah, I go to court on the 16th or the 17th. But my lawyer, what the lawyer say we?
They was gonna try to give you dismissal this week.
They don't file for a motion. I just called and checking on your ass. What you got going, baby? Huh? Tell everybody I said what they motherfucking do. Hey man, you won't believe this shit, dude.
You're right, Raymond, I have.
Goddamn, yeah, know this nigga got about 50 pistols, Yak and Malik on his bump, man. Little young nigga. He got a pistol with Yak. What's his name? No. Hey, what little buddy? Maybe the light skin boy. He be with little bounce. The polite skin. What that light skin boy name was dread? Peso. Yeah, Peso. Yeah, little young nigga. Yeah, we pied up, man. They got the town. Huh? What say, bro? You understand? You understand? You did what the fuck I'm saying? Hey, boy, you know, got the town on lock. Yeah, Evo, rip. Yeah, boy. You know what I mean, man? Evo, rip. Man, no bullshit, man. Evo, hello, motherfucker, man. No jump, no got sign. Oh, man, they treat nigga like the Pope in here, man. Yeah, you know, your man, motherfucker, man. Yeah. That's your good, but, oh, man, the whole joint. Look, everybody got stars around here.
Nah, you know we pay place, right?
Yeah, hey, man, it's still here.
I just love the dialect right here.
Down here, man. No jump,
we better put the job. I was
yeah,
for the job. You see what I'm saying? Then we ended up winning. So I was
hey, folks, know your motherfucking ass, boy. This is all the whole motherfucking joint, bro. These folks slime out. Everybody slime, bro.
He said they keep it like it's going.
Yeah, man. Real. Hey, man, everything here slime out, boy. Everything. Man, them boys ain't going back and forth about your motherfucking ass down here.
Look, man, everything is slime out, man.
Everything, man. A nigga got a picture of Yak, Malik, the whole motherfucking crew on one of his men, little nigga, little peso. He got a picture called Yak and Malik, the big homie. They call him the real big homie. Yeah. Hey, peso! He 100. Yeah, the little nigga, hey, Yak, nigga, fuck, he's strong. He got, the man got the wire nail on his back and everything. He turned up. These boys got the wide tail in the star.
The YSL and the star. I got that.
When I seen your picture, I'm like, hell, no, this can't be it. He's like, boy, this is my phone. I ain't going. Man, listen, yeah, right here. Yo.
Can you pause it just a second?
What do? Come on, man, just show up.
Okay. Now, did you hear that he said, here's Yak right here?
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like Yak is about to get on the call, correct?
Presumably,
Okay.
yes.
Can you continue playing, Mr. Atkins?
I said, you went to what the hell they come out.
Shit, I ain't come out now, bro. Got really, they just got them rhymes. I got a court date for next month at the beginning of the month. So shit, hopefully by then they let me out of something. Yeah.
Hey, make sure Roscoe good, man. I've been trying to get in touch with you anyway, so.
Yeah. You know, I got him, man. It's a boy, man. You know, I got him.
Well, no, y'all nigga ass up, man. Once this ain't done, when we get back to West Coast.
That was what is? Hey, yeah, you got jokes, hey, yeah. These folks singing y'all music, bro. It's no good, man. These folks singing the music, man. The folks beat the whole wall down from 11 to 5 in the morning, man. I ain't singing none of that slide shit, what? The whole dorm. The whole dorm slide down. Straight up. Man, what? These folks love y'all, boy. No Jeff, no cap.
No
hey,
cap.
Yeah, you ain't mind this down. Cap like that. You lying motherfucker, I ain't expect to see, man. Folks gotta kick the hip up on ass on the bed, man. Yeah. Man, my big brother, man. You know, he got a human lead. I think he was in the Brown Blue, yeah, we had that weed outfit on.
What outfit?
Stone outfit, he had on the stone outfit.
The stone outfit?
Yeah, man, nigga hold
What
down,
outfit?
nigga got this motherfucker, man, no time. That's back for a major comeback, you see.
You dig?
Okay. Did you ever hear, when listening to it again, even though you testified on Monday that you had heard Yak say, roll out the red carpet for Roscoe, did you hear Yak say, roll out the red carpet for Roscoe right then?
On this ship, I'll know.
You did not?
Oh, no.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Boom. So we asked you, you testified to this thing? Do you hear this thing? No. Cool. So were you lying then or are you lying now? Cool. All right, let me go through real quick your comments and then we will get to the arguments amongst the lawyers without the jury yesterday. And then I'm gonna go get food because your girl is getting hungry. Okay. Wow, Ayana, thank you. How do we only have 78 likes? Wow, please, y'all. Let's hit like. Let's hit subscribe. Come on. There's so many caveats. I'm sure he had this discussion prepped by prosecution. I'm actually wondering at this point if the prosecution did prepare any of their witnesses. Honestly, because so many of their witnesses have been so shitty. Like that Detective Gaither and how rude she was to Shard and talking about you insulting my intelligence. And it's like, if they had spoken with the witnesses in advance, it would have warned them as to what a cross-examination looks and feels like. So I don't know. Tall Glasses, his caveats is what I didn't do. Literally, he didn't do shit. He didn't do anything. I'm glad I don't live in Georgia. I'm glad I'm not a taxpayer in Georgia because these people are not doing their jobs. The Connector says what they present in 3 days, the defense shut down in 30 minutes. That's right. And that's fucking sad, dude. That shows the prosecution's side is weak. If it took them 3 days to present that, it's a weak case. Let's see. Tall Glass says limited seating. Thank you for letting me know. I have this plan about like talking to the lawyers and swindling my way in. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Tall Glass says when a yes or no question, his caveats kick in. And that happens a lot on cross-examination because people don't want to answer yes or no, even though they know, they know it's yes or they know it's no, but it sounds bad. And that's actually the point of a cross question is the question is not actually really, I don't care what your answer is. I really just want to say the question because I'm telling the jury pretty much. Joshua says this guy is full of shit. He doesn't want to answer the questions. I don't want to answer questions. I just know what I'm talking about and there's tons of caveats. It's true. Red Bunny says I was thinking that too, OG. He works for the freaking feds now. Ayana says I'm praying the jury is really smart and just not passive. I know. Nisha says his excuses pertaining to why he failed investigating instead relied on APD and confidential information, then a blogger and a social media. I know, it's crazy. How can you go to YouTube and look at like bloggers and shit and not Google? Like, that's so bizarre to me. Why wouldn't you start at Google? Scrooge says the witnesses have too much integrity for love because she was getting mad he was talking too much and she couldn't signal him or get him to shut up. Yes. She does that thing while other people are testifying where she's like trying to control them. She cannot. An unpopular opinion, you're right. She wants to do these objections, and then you can see her get frustrated when her coworkers don't do the objections she wants. And it's like weird. It's a bizarre like control thing. Northern Dame, welcome for joining us, says, I thought Rossi was a bit slouching in his investigation too. All these people have slouched, dude. It's ridiculous. Red Bunny says he got the federal job because he was a Marine. I agree with you. Really. All right. Roll out the red carpet. Does anyone know why Miss D. Williams never asks questions? Maggie May, thanks for joining. I think it's because she's not adequately being paid and the other lawyers are doing such a good job. She has gotten up and asked a few questions here and there, and they worked just fine. The Porsche joke was extra funny because it's kind of obvious that Pee-wee didn't powwow that bus, and if he did, he didn't do it alone. It looks like he took the rap for it. I wouldn't doubt that. I would not doubt that. Let's see. No special treatment for military. Well, I would have disagreed. Here in Texas, there's a lot of special treatment for the military. A few times at the trial, I paid attention to Love while her witnesses are testifying and they say something she doesn't agree with or doesn't benefit narrative. She tries to get their attention. Jeremy, I have seen the same thing. I agree with you. And it's a concerning because I think the jury's seeing it too. So depending on how much the jury trusts her and how the jury feels about the way she responds to things, that could be highly prejudicial. These defense attorneys have never litigated where the basics of law are not followed, hence hinders them all the time. Yeah, tall glass, usually in the courtroom the law is followed, but I don't for a second believe that attorneys in Fulton County have not run into these issues before, okay? In Dallas County, we have these issues a lot, so. Let's see. Defense knows they have no backdoor, or they have to backdoor the state with questions. State thinks witness will get standard, just like Steele come up with the Adobe cross-reference lookup, and they were stunned. I know, it's crazy. Control find, and they're like, what? That's a thing, holy shit. Okay, Anna wants Adams to do the closing. That's like so many years away. That's like so far away. Now the jury thinks everything he said was a lie after Weinstein. I hope so. I hope so because he's so full of shit. No one been saying they haven't prepared. What happened to Law and Fact? Hi Aziz, welcome. You guys are watching stuff. This type of shit is happening every day in courtrooms across the United States. So like, this is not a surprise to me. This is happening to regular people across the United States every day. When the judge said the state has proven conspiracy, was the jury present? H-Sox, no, they were not. Ron Barnes, welcome back, Ron. Yes, this is a sloppy investigation. All these so far, like all the work coming out of this area is sloppy. It's crazy. No. Free Thug, what do you think about Rich Homie coming to court? Is it news that he might be telling? Okay, listen. Here's the thing. When I found out the prosecution subpoenaed Rich Homie Quan, and before I even Googled who he was, I thought that's a stupid fucking idea because the defense keeps alluding to with the cops, you know, are you aware of hip-hop beef to sell CDs and shit, right? Rich Homie Quan is going to be able to testify to that. He's going to be like, yeah, my producer made me say this shit in a video, and my manager made me do this, and I don't manage my Instagram, and neither do any of my peers, and all this. And he's going to blow the lid on the marketing aspect. You know, they are prosecuting Jeffrey Williams for his marketing, and he is going to blow the lid off that shit. I can't believe that the prosecution would want any hip-hop artist in that fucking courtroom. I wouldn't. Amy, I'm sure Mr. Steele has the language. Danny said she was staring at him so hard. I know she has like a death look too. Let's see. Miss Love is off the hook. Hopefully, jury sees her smirks and eyes rollings and hears her start. Oh, that fucking laugh, y'all. Like she. Oh God. Is it true that every jury? Hold on. Every jury must deliberate 1 day for every week of testimony? Oh no, sir. No. You remember that guy in South Carolina? Fuck, what was his name? Alec something. His real name was Alex, but for some reason they called him Alec, and he killed his family. That jury deliberated for like 18 minutes or something. Okay, Scrooge, you're Dallas born and raised. Okay, well, are you here still? How do I get the body cam footage from when... Marcus, you might be able to do an open records request. Okay, D-Love from the South Side, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the membership and welcome to the club. I'm so excited. All y'all, I just launched the membership today, so we have really fun stickers, a lot of advantages of being a member, so thank you so much. Did your judge have the nerve to entertain the fact that the state wants to add witnesses that were moved from the witness list? I didn't hear any discussion about that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I still know RICO, they haven't proven anything. I know. We haven't seen anything proved. Oh, Tall Glass says Rich Homie Quan was not physically served, it was given to someone else. Well, if it was given to someone else, it might still be valid. It just depends on who it's going to and what the state law is, and I don't know the Georgia law about that. Murdaugh was his name. That's right, nomenclature. His name was Murdaugh, but Marcus, you were right, they called him Murdoch. It made me so mad. His name was Alex Murdaugh, and they called him Alec Murdoch. Y'all live, all y'all who are in Georgia, you live closer to North Carolina. You understand the way they talk way better than I do. Does the judge ruling that Jeff's interrogation video about the shooting can't come in through his witness valid or not? Jiggy, I don't know what ruling you're speaking about, so I really can't speak to it without a little more information from you. Robert, welcome back. Why does Steele ridiculously keep asking if he can approach? Oh, we're required to ask if we can approach. You can't approach a witness without asking them. I don't know why he asks the witness if they're okay with that, but I don't know. I think maybe to help him seem less, like more personable in front of the jury, but I don't know. I was asking about a judge granting a mistrial due to a hung jury. Well, if the jury's hung, it's not a mistrial. It's a hung jury, and then they get a whole new trial. I hope the jury comes back in 30 minutes with not guilty. I know, right? I will be so pissed, y'all, if I am doing this shit every Friday for 3 years and that jury takes 30 minutes. No. If that jury takes any less than 3 days, I'm gonna be lit. No, you don't. No, 30 minutes, no way. We have dedicated too much time to this, Ayana, please. Scrooge says never leave me. Man, I'm trying to get out of here. It's too damn hot. Dia, welcome. She says, every 2 seconds while she's reading. So annoying. Oh, it's so annoying how they're reading into the record. Jay Chill, your glasses look banging today. Thank you. I just got them. I ordered them. I love them. Thank you. Let's see. I for sure do not want a mistrial on this RICO. Yes, I know. One man deep. I know. That's it. That's the whole thing. We don't want a mistrial and we don't want a hung jury because we cannot commit 10 more years to this shit. It's just ridiculous. Amy, you are a true child of God. Not too many people take a chance to speak on this topic of the job status and color of your skin. Not that it matters. I commend you. Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna let you go soon, I promise. But I was like up late last night watching the rest of yesterday because I had paused it for a while. And first of all, this outfit Miss Love is wearing is just fucking awful. She looks so heavy in this outfit. Like usually she looks so much fitter than this. So this is a very poor choice of outfit. She did something with her hair. I'm not loving it. I don't know. And now we're about to hear her squeaky ass, whining ass voice. Oh. Infamous Silva asked Shard what the judge meant when he said about proving conspiracy. Shard said he was talking about a motion. The state proved conspiracy and he let him bring in some evidence. Yeah, the judge determined that the state has proven the conspiracy, which is fucking crazy because I thought that was an issue before the jury. I noticed when the defense objects to Miss Hilton, Miss Love goes into dramatic mode. Yes, Chris, Miss Love does that. Is it to purposefully influence the jury? I don't know. Probably. But also, I think she's probably just like that. Like, I think that's who she is.
Under the subpoena at this point in time. If Mr. Steele decides
so she wanted to release the news from the subpoena, and he's like,
he can make that decision at some point in time. If
For incident number 150060299 is a 2-page document, and it is labeled State's Exhibit 1 Tango Bravo.
Yeah, she wore the pants and Hilton wore the blazer. They're trying to coordinate.
0094.
Chris, she is always rocking gang colors. And Ron, she does look like she has a bulletproof vest.
Document as well, labeled 1. Hold on one second. Labeled
We can't even hear her. She's not even in the fucking mic.
Alpha.
All right, YSL
These
Ponytail stands up.
incidents were mentioned as course of conduct during the course of the investigation to explain, perhaps, the course of the investigation. I recall that everybody joined in a objection to the admission of each one of these, and it's a January 6, 2015 to January 6, 3. Third is January 8, 2015, 2 of them January 8th, then January 9th, and January 10th. I think we made objections under the old case Teague versus the state at 252 Georgia 535.
252 Georgia 535?
Yes, 534, sorry.
Sir?
The newer case is Davis versus the state at 307 Georgia 746.
307 Georgia, what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Ron, this guy is
307 Georgia
top-notch lawyer.
746.
Luca, someone else
The
was in there with
objection.
Lil Rod yesterday. I don't know who this girl is. I don't remember ever seeing this woman before. But she was in there sitting next to Lil Rod. I wonder if they switched Miss D. Williams out or something. I don't know.
Was course of conduct is still hearsay. The second objection was confrontation, and I'll get to both of those in a minute. But each one of these events, as I understand it, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, are unindicted acts. Unindicted acts to explain the course of the investigation. I believe I joined in the hearsay and confrontation objections. I also added my, prejudicial spillover. This is getting way beyond anything that Mr. Nichols may be responsible for at this particular point. And if it was being admitted solely for the purpose of showing the course of investigation, but not for the truth of the matter asserted, then I asked for a 105 instruction. I don't believe that any of these can be admitted for the truth of what happened, because we don't have the right to confront any of these people. And these are testimonial statements because they're coming from individuals to law enforcement. So, as to each one of these, on behalf of Mr. Nichols, I maintain my objections to each one of these non-indicted acts that were originally admitted for course of conduct over objection, and now we have additional
Hi, Callie. I agree. This is a joke.
CAD
And
reports
you're
that
right.
are coming in and have nothing
Everything
to
YSL Ponytail says is legit. It is spot on. First of all, this man can organize a fucking thought. He stays on it. He is so clear in his presentation, and he's so right. And everything he does is overturned.
do with Mr. Nichols. So I renew my motion for severance. I renew everything that I've said before. And if they come in, please, again, I'm asking for a 105 instruction. So help me out here, folks.
I don't know what a 105 instruction is, but I know he's talking about a jury instruction. Or I agree with everything he said.
That's
too.
it.
Okay, sir. So you're asking for severance and a 105, is that right?
Yep.
Asking for three things.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Number one, to prohibit the admission of these, especially for the truth of the matter asserted.
If they're admissible, man, let me just ask that. If they're admissible, you wish the court to give a 105 instruction. What else?
And renew my motion for severance.
Okay.
Based upon prejudicial spillover for these unindicted acts coming in.
Hi, Diamond Fine. You're right. Thank you for joining. Why has Ed Glanville made up his mind before this case started? Before this trial even
Just give me a
started?
second until this time.
Oh, tall glass. That's a great question. Sever. Okay, so if you recall, this case started out with like 28 defendants, and a lot of them were able to take plea deals, and that removed them from the case. The ones who weren't able to take plea deals, their lawyers have tried their hardest to sever them from this case. That means separate them and give them their own case. There was one young guy who was representing one of these guys, and he actually came to the court with some like pain pills or something, maybe his Xanax, I don't know, and he got arrested. But because he got arrested, his client then got to be severed. So his client gets his own trial, and the case has to prove all of this conspiracy and stuff, but without the ability to just say, oh, well, it isn't hearsay because it's a party opponent. When you have 8 opponents, you know, it could not, you know, it might qualify as a party opponent and not under the hearsay exception. But if it's just me and 3 of you were there when at my own trial, they're not going to be able to talk about what the 3 of you said, right? Because I'm severed out. So it's much better to be off and severed in your own trial. And they have continually, all of the lawyers have been continually asking for this for their clients, the same way they continually ask for a mistrial.
As I've been able to consider that. Okay.
Callie, I agree. I don't think this judge is capable of being impartial.
At trial under the excited utterance exception. The court went on to address that the statements made during the 911 calls about officers reporting to dispatch personnel and detailed in the CAD reports were related to a startling event or condition. The offenses committed by the assailant and the statements were made moments after or in close proximity to the time of the offenses, indicating a sufficient assurance that the statements were trustworthy. With respect to relevance, the court...
So you have the 911 calls correspond to the CAD reports?
No, we have the CAD reports themselves.
Okay.
In some instances, we have 911 calls. For the murder. For the CAD reports that we have labeled and identified for the court, we have the CAD reports.
Yep, television, it was that guy. And I think he brought the drugs on purpose too. Zealous advocacy. His client needs to give him some more money.
The court found that the reports were relevant to show the timeline of how long it took to locate the suspect, insofar as it rebutted one of defense counsel's opening statements regarding the amount of time that had passed.
Y'all, I don't even like listening to her. Like, I don't I don't want to continue to listen to her argument. She fucking drives me nuts. She like talks and talks, and I just don't like her. I could never be a judge because I will never be fair or impartial. I could be fair, but I would never be impartial.
What we just said about codes concerns me a little bit.
Sure.
Because if the state just says, well, what was the code reported on the call from APD CAD report 150060294, for example, I mean, then Ms. Latner's going to say, well, the code was this. Well, what does that mean? Oh, it means fight in progress or whatever, and it's still relaying hearsay. So I mean,
but that's admissible because she can testify about what's in the records themselves. She's the custodian. She knows all the codes. I mean, and that's part of her language and linguistics. I mean, so certainly that's a different basis.
Respectfully, I disagree.
And I'll note your objection for the record.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Is Thug passed out asleep, y'all? On my thumbnail, he's asleep. Is he asleep? This poor man, I heard that they're keeping him in his cell with the lights on all night and not turning the lights off, which, as I understand, is a form of torture and a violation of the Geneva Convention. So,
point out
I do think he is asleep right now in court, and I honestly can't blame him. It was a long day. That was the day that the judge, when he dismissed the jury, went, "Oh, we worked the whole day. Oh my God. I actually worked for 8 fucking hours in an 8-hour workday. What?" Fucking crazy. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back next week at the same time, 10 a.m. Central. We will, the recap will be very light, right? It'll only be one day, so maybe I'll find some more interesting topics. Like, maybe we can talk about hearsay and like how it really should work or something along those lines. I'll make a poll this weekend and y'all can let me know what you think we should talk about next week, okay? For everyone who joined and got a membership, thank you so much. For all of you that contributed on Cashapp, thank you. For those of you who did super stickers, thank you so much. All of your support is just fantastic. I really appreciate it. I love hanging out with you guys every Friday. I literally, this is like the excitement of my life right now. Don't forget, I'm going to go out to Atlanta August 13th and 14th. I would love to see you there. I would love to meet with you and, hang out with you. I'd love for y'all to be able to watch court with me and then a meet and greet, and we'll work that out. I'll get it all coordinated and I'll get you more details as we get there. In the meantime, thank you for hitting like, subscribe, for your support. I appreciate